homebistro.com. Freshly prepared, home-delivered, restaurant-quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50-plus gourmet meal options cooked by world-class chefs and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes and no commitment. Welcome to the one-shop gourmet food delivery, specializing in affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from homebistro.com? Restaurant quality, made with natural ingredients, delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat. Doing business since 1999. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering, and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with homebistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with homebistro.com. Hit the link in the description section below for more information. Located in Henderson, Nevada, bulksupplements.com supplies over 400 pure nutritional supplements, ingredients to hundreds of thousands of consumers and manufacturers. All of their products are available from grams to metric tons through their online store at bulksupplements.com. Orders received 4 noon Pacific Standard Time ship the same day. Their FDA registered CGMP manufactured and distributing facility has a staff over 60 full-time employees that take pride in providing excellent customer service and producing quality products for their customers. The wellness of the community is of the utmost importance to Bulk Supplements. It's dedicated to maintaining all health code and government regulation. Each supplement is tested in their in-house laboratory before distribution, ensuring that all products are safe for consumption. For any additional testing, they utilize reputable and vetted US-based independent labs. Customer service is available 7 days a week from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time through live chat, phone, and email. Bulk Supplements products are produced in an FDA registered and inspected manufacturing facility. So if you want quality supplements at a quality price, Bulk Supplements is the company for you. Bulk Supplements, clean and pure bulk supplements. Check the link in the description section below for more information. TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Who That family, check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the Pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation? Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Morning. Morning.
Good morning.
Sean, I think you referenced how they've evolved offensively, Tampa Bay. What specifically have you seen, I guess, from week 1 to now? Because they've gone through, I guess, several processes like most teams do during the season.
Well, I think, look, every year you see that, but I even think more so this year with, you got to remember, relatively no off season. So someone like Tom that comes to a new club, you know, you're not provided those normal OTAs, call it mini camps, where you're having opportunities to begin to put in a system. And I think that, without speaking for them, I think we saw that progression that's probably still evolved throughout the course of the season, and quite honestly with us the same way. I think the minute as a team, sure, we want to correct mistakes, but I think you're constantly evaluating your scheme and the progress you're making and the changes you need to make, and then what suits the personnel, especially if the personnel's fairly new. And so I think you've seen that. I believe I've seen that when I'm watching their offense, and this last half of the season or last third of the season, I think they're playing at a very high level.
Sean, during a normal season with normal circumstances, as you're going through that process with your own team, is there like a typical point where you would normally kind of know all those things and have it kind of settled?
Well, it's never finally settled. I don't mean that, but you're always learning during the year about somebody who's playing better or not playing as well. But you have the benefit of a little bit more clarity as to what you think you want to be, and then, you know, some of the finer details of route depth, timing, protections, formation variations, some of those things you're further along with, and look, every team, all of us, we've all evolved this year. It's been a little different. You know, it's been a little different. It's been a lot different, but you know, it's forced every one of us to make subtle changes and then quickly adapt.
So
Hey, Sean, go ahead.
when you're looking at Drew and Tom, I know there's so much that goes into their success and their sustained success over the years, but how much of it, maybe, especially with Drew, is, in your opinion, how competitive he is, whether it's competing against himself in training, competing against other teams on Sundays, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think if you listed 4 traits that these elite players have, and this isn't about a comparison or any of that. It's just, hey, good to great. You know, what's the difference? You know, there's a lot of good quarterbacks that we've seen throughout, and there's a lot of good quarterbacks that maybe end up in the Hall of Fame. But what's unique, you would have to put competitive nature in both of these, top 5 traits. And you can decide where you want to put it, but it's certainly arguably in the top 3. In other words, there's a gift athletically of throwing the football. There's a work ethic grind that fits in with this just the mental and physical grind of what they do is hard to even begin to fathom relative to the preparation each week, each season, countless receivers, I'd be curious to know the number of tight ends, receivers, and running backs that these two have worked with in their careers, and just think about the mesh point, the play action, the route depth, the shallow cross, the timing of a deep end, the timing. This is all to get ready to play your best on a Sunday, and so that attention to detail, I mean, it's just speaking from my vantage point of watching Drew is pretty impressive, and it can be exhausting.
Do you see that manifest even away from the football field, like, you know, on the golf course or playing?
Absolutely, yeah. This isn't just like that the old sheepdog and the fox where you just punch in and this doesn't go away. Some of you are too young to remember that cartoon.
Yeah, I have to admit I don't remember that cartoon. Sorry.
Most of you are. It was
no idea.
It was kind of cool.
Hey, Sean, with the specialist you signed and released from the practice squad the other day, now that they're through the onboarding process, can they just keep testing every day and I guess be available in case you need them, even though they're not signed at the moment?
Pretty much so. Yeah, I mean, the key is the onboarding. The key is the daily testing. The key is all of that. So, pretty much so. We just don't want to be put in a position where, man, all of a sudden it's Saturday, or even on game day, you know, someone runs into your kicker, your long snapper, and then you're starting to say, well, we're not going to see him till Saturday in preparation for the next game. So we're kind of moving pieces.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. If you had to go out there and kick a field goal, I wouldn't mind seeing that. That would give us something interesting to write about.
That's been the whole season. I think. What better drama that the Saints don't have any running backs. They're going to play the Panthers tomorrow. Tune in. Well, I'm going to watch that game if I wasn't already. And so I think that element, it was impressive when you watch the Browns the other day, and you watch them playing a playoff game, and they're missing, you know, a bunch of their important coaches, their play caller, and then you get introduced to new people, and yeah, I think that I think it's good for television. So yeah, new kicker, make it an overtime game winner.
That's Coach Peyton chiming in. Who that to the rest of the great Saint Tank. The Black and Gold Nation is in full effect. Much love to the family members joining us in the live stream. Who that to you? Salute as we in the building. Much love to the great Saint Tank and the Who That Nation. Welcome aboard, family, to another installment of the Sports Coma. Getting going early with Coach Peyton chiming in several thoughts in this episode of the Coma entitled Kamara named finalist for FedEx Ground Player of the Year Award and more Saints talk. And we got a few news notes and items we're going to go over with you guys today in this episode of the Sports Coma. So we're going to keep it rolling. We got Alvin Kamara, who will be chiming up next. And of course, like I said, I think he should be one of the players that in my opinion, should be, that should be considered for ultimately getting that Offensive Player of the Year award. I mean, he was spectacular in this year, and you have other guys as well. But man, listen, Kamara. If Kamara hadn't done what he done this year and been as good as he has, you know, I could only imagine where we would have been as a team. But here's young Kamara talking about his contributions to the team and among other things. All right, fam, give me a second. We getting it all lined up here. It's kind of spinning a little slow, but it'll be ready momentarily. So, Elvin Kamara chiming in today's conference calls talking about Coach Payton, the offensive game plan, the divisional playoff against Tampa Bay, several different topics. We'll play probably a small smidgen of Kamara's interview. Here we go.
Talk about that picture you posted with the box, your cleats, and the touchdown balls. I guess everybody thought it was going somewhere. I guess it was just going to your house.
Nah, yeah, I just picked it up. I wasn't in the facility for 10 days, so after the Christmas game, all my stuff was in the locker room, so I just went and grabbed it. I forgot what day that was. It was like 2 days ago, maybe Tuesday or something. Wednesday maybe. Went and grabbed it, and it was in a box, obviously from the facility. I just put it in a box and brought it home and put them in my little cabinet where I put the rest of my memorabilia that I have. I got all my stuff.
Mike Triplett? Elvin, is there anything in particular that you think Sean Payton has done well this year while dealing with different wrinkles than he's even experienced before in his first 15 years on the job?
Since I've been here, I think Sean, anything that comes up, I think he deals with it well. He's always thinking, he always has a plan for, the unexpected. He's always planning for the expected, anything. There's times where I'm like, what is Sean talking about? And then something happens, and I'm like, dang, that's what he was talking about. So nothing really surprises him. He always has a plan. He's always, like I say, he's always thinking. He's thinking ahead.
Do you have an example of that, something that he had pre-warned you guys about that came up one time?
He was talking about this whole Corona thing. It's a lot of stuff that he was talking about with this Corona thing, but a lot of it, pretty much, most of everything he said, pretty much happened. So.
Nick Underhill?
Sean was talking this morning just about how the evolution process of the team and the identity forming was a little bit different this year without the offseason program. Do you feel like it took a little bit longer into the year for you guys to kind of figure out who you are? And do you feel like that process is still going on right now as you guys are in the playoffs?
Me personally, I don't think, not having that offseason really did too much. I think our team as a whole kind of, we kind of have the same core that we've had the past 4 years. There's obviously additions and subtractions every year, but I think we pretty much, everybody on this team knew, what the goal was and what the goal is, and everybody kind of fits the mold of what we, the I guess the template we've created here and the environment and the the environment we've created here. So I don't think there was really any. No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You gotta. I guess you can keep Sean's answer, but I don't think there was anything.
Catherine Terrell?
I asked Teron this question. He said no because he said the West Bank was too far of a drive. But I was wondering if you ever went to any of the get-togethers at Curtis Johnson's house the last few years, and if so, how those kind of helped you guys bond, I guess.
What's the context of the question?
I was asking if you ever went to any of the post-game get-togethers at Curtis Johnson's house over the last few years, and if that helped you guys bond at all.
I have, and yes.
Seems like they're pretty elaborate. I think he said at one point y'all had a band and his wife got really into it. So is that something that I know that you can't really be done with the pandemic now? So is it something that kind of feels lost, I guess, in the pandemic and everything this year?
Yeah.
John and Savior?
Alvin, you're out for 10 days. What did you do to maintain your fitness? And after you come back and jump right back into it, you don't seem all that impressed that you were able to do it. Do you do anything that impresses you?
No, not really. I think a lot of it is mental, man. It's like, you know, a lot of it's a long season. I mean, you're going to be in for the physical grind, but you know, if you can keep your mind in line, I think you know you it gives you that much more room for success. So me, my 10 days, I was kind of really just trying to keep my mind right. Like, okay, well, I'm out. I can't do anything as far as, you know, practice and meetings in person and stuff like that goes. But I mean, and I'm not even talking about mental, like in the meetings, like the Zoom calls and stuff like that, because obviously I had to do that. But I'm just talking about like me, just personally, like just, you know, making sure I'm on point and I'm not, you know, getting out of, you know, my season form as far as my mind goes. The physical, I wasn't worried about the physical at all. Just the mental, like, you know, making sure I'm still locked in and making sure, like, you know, I got a playoff game to play. You know, I have Corona, and I'm at home. I'm, you know, sitting. I'm on the couch, whatever. But I can't lose focus of, you know, the fact that we still have football to play. So that was that's it.
That's Elvin Kamara chiming in on his thoughts on several different topics, including uh, his uh, his conditioning, and of course we know that Elvin Kamara, man, is probably one of the fittest guys on his team. I mean, that's not something that I will worry about from any level dealing with Elvin Kamara. You know, big ups to the family members chiming in this installment of the Great Saint Think Tank known as the Sports Coma. Who that to you and yearns. And thank y'all for being here on this Thursday show. And this one's entitled Does TSC Kamara named finalist for FedEx Ground Player of the Year Award and more Saints talk. Of course, the young Kamara was just chiming in on his thoughts as well. When asked about questions dealing with Coach Payton, don't call him Coach Payton, he calls him Sean. I'm like, you know what? I don't know, man. I don't know if I would be cool with that. You know, you got a title, you know, and I guess he is cool with it. I don't know. But he calls him Sean. Sean, like he Uncle Sean or big cousin Sean or something like that. Real weird, man. Real strange. But it obviously works, so you know, it's all good. Big ups to the family members. Thank y'all for chiming in this edition of the Sports Coma. Much love to you and Yearns and the rest of the family members for being here as well. Much love to the entire Who Dat Nation. We in this thing. A roll call in the building. Tori Shepard, senior first in the chat. Who that to you, Tori? What's up, Tyra? Who that to you, baby? Who that to you as well? Donovan Grayson, who that to you? Joe Gidry, what's up, Joe? Who that to you? Pick it and flick it. Who that to you? Space Ghost, what's up, Space Ghost? Who that to you? All right, who else we got there chiming in this thing? Tramal, what's up, Tramal? Who that to you, fam? Young City Night Ward, who that to you as well? Big ups to the family. Let's see what else we got chiming in this thing. Lavelle, what's up, Lavelle? Who that to you, bro? Collinator, who that to you? Big ups to you. Kai the Great, who that to you? He says, don't look like Taysom or Latavius Murray not going to play this Sunday. So with that, Fate needs to put Ty Montgomery and Dwayne Washington and give us more Deontay Harris. Thank you, Kai. Who that to you? The True Hurts is in the building. What's up, fam? Who that to you? Big ups. All right, who else we got there? Chiming in this thing. Kelly B, who that to you, Kelly? Who that found? All right, who else we got? Rose City, what's up, William? Who that to you? William Dickerson in the building as well. KB, who that to you, baby? Big ups to you. Don Juan Fontaine, what's up, fam? Big ups to you, Don Juan. Jerry Paul, what's up, Jerry? Who that to you? Ali Williams, what's up, Ali? Who that to you? Yes, this is live. This is live, my friend. Trey Joseph, who that to you as well. People get confused by that sometimes. I understand. Travis Daisy, who that to you. Big ups to you, fam, as well. Charles, what's up, Charles? Who that to you? Charles Winston in the building as well. Big ups to you. Sammy True Love, who that to you? Sammy, good to see you in the chat, fam. Troy Thompson, who that to you, bro? Big ups to you. All right, who else we got? Tyrese Mitchell, what's up, fam? He says we might struggle on offense against Tampa. No Taysom Hill, no Murray. We'll get into it today, my friend. All right, appreciate you being here. Revolt Control, what's up, Revolt? Who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat as well. Kenny Sutton, who that to you? Kenny, Madge Prime, who that to you? Mr. Realist 95, who that to you as well? Stang Man, what's up, bro? Who that to you? Good to see you in the chat. Original Hot Boy 504, what's up, fam? Who that to you as well? All right. Who else we got here chiming in? You know, I give a shout out to the entire Who That Nation before we get going. It's all about respect with me. John Thompson, who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. All right. Who else we got there? All right. Who else we got? Sid May, who that to you? Sid May, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat as well. All right. I think I got everybody. Do I have everybody? I will make sure here before I jump into the topics. All right. All right. Who else? Who else? Okay, I got you. Got you. All right. Teal, my dog Teal. Teal in the building. What's up, Teal? Swag fan. What's up? Who that to you, fam? Who that king? Who that to you, fam? Big ups, LaShawn. Who that, baby? Big ups to you. Good to see you in the building as well. LaShawn says, I need my Saints to win because my birthday is Super Bowl weekend. I will be in New Orleans. LaShawn, who that to you? Happy early birthday to you, my friend. Big ups to you. Josh Goat 23, who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. What's up, Big Ant? Who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Daniel, who that to you, bro? Good to see you. Daniel Smith, who that to you as well. So big ups to all the family members in there. Swag fan, I see you, fam. Who that to you, fam? Good to see you in there as well. All right. Big ups to all the family members, man. If you didn't hear your name, give me a who that, and I'll give you a who that back, baby. Who that to you. So big ups to all the family members chiming in. What's up, Gundam? Gundam, who that to you as well. We're going to cover some of that, man, as we get ready to get into some of the news of the notes. And in this episode of The Coma, of course, we're going to talk about a few news notes and items. We don't usually take chat. We don't take calls on our Saturday. I mean, not Saturday. You can see where my mind at. On this Thursday show, we usually do that for our Friday contest or our Friday shows as well. So, we'll go over the chat. But if you have any questions, concerns, or comments after I cover the news, I'll answer them and address your comments for the summation of the rest of the show. So let's get into it. Alex Rios, who that to you, fam? Jordan Kinchin, who that to you as well. Big ups to the family members. Thank y'all for joining. Please strike upon a like button as we get ready to get to going in the coma. So just give me a second. We'll share the screen. We'll start off with the Saints injury report. This is the Thursday report for the Who Dat Nation. The 6 New Orleans Saints players listed on Thursday injury report for the NFC Divisional Playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And of course, you look at the report there, and usually when you DNP back-to-back games, it's not good. And Patrick Robinson, we know he's dealing with that hammy. He was sidelined with this earlier this year, and he'll be shut down in this game. Latavius Murray with the quadricep will be shut down. A lot of people don't, kind of upset about the Latavius Murray being shut down, but hell, he don't get nothing but 5 or 6 snaps anyway. So, I mean, you can get a ball to Ty Montgomery to get that, man. He's severely underused, Latavius Murray. It is what it is. Taysom's dealing with a knee issue. And that just means you'll rely a little bit more on Alvin Kamara, Mike Thomas, Deontay Harris, and guys like that. So we'll still keep the ball rolling for those guys. So they'll be back, in the NFC Championship round. Trey Hendrickson is a major positive because he's dealing with his neck issue that kept him sidelined him for the Vikings wildcard matchup. He's trending in the right direction. He was limited in practice, so good to have Trey Hendrickson ready for this upcoming matchup. Going to need his rushing. Jared Cook is limited with the back issue. They got the best WD-40 that you could possibly order. Is super commercial strength, and they're saying that the 10-man will be ready to go. Teron Armstead with an elbow situation, he's limited as well. And it is what it is on that, man. So in terms of Latavius Murray and Taysom Hill, a lot of family members like, man, damn, Q, man, what's up with that? What's up with that? Well, Latavius had 4 or 5 carries against the Bears. It wasn't that much. And really they riding Elvin Kamara they're putting the team on his shoulders. Of course, you got guys like Mike and Drew in the defense. And as long as we keep doing that and then doing a really great job of mixing in Deontay Harris, who had 7 catches on 7 targets. He was instrumental in the Chicago matchup. He poses a really difficult matchup for the teams when you move him in the slot. Very elusive, very fast, very tough wide receiver, and is really excelling in the offense moving beyond just being a special teams player. Marquez Callaway is another weapon there. Remember, you also gained Traquan Smith back for this matchup. So the Saints have a bevy, a multiple palette, a buffet of different offensive weapons that can replace whatever Latavius or Taysom Hill would give you. So we are, like I keep saying, we're the deepest team in the NFL. We're the most versatile team in the NFL. We're also the most talented team in the NFL. And the only thing that stops us is us. Bottom line. Let's go on down here to the Succaneer side of things. Big ups to the rest of the family members as well chiming in the stream. Big ups to you. Thank you, Daniel. Who That T says, Big Q doing a great job for this Who That Nation. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you being here. Much love. And thank you for the comment. All right, let's look at the Tampa Bay Succaneer side of things. Alex Campa, their guard, he is DMP back-to-back days, which is not a good thing. A bit of good news for their side is that Ronald Jones, the versatile running back for the Buccaneers, went from DMP to limited. I'm hearing reports that he's not supposed to play, but who knows? It might be false reports. Defensive lineman Jeremy Ledbetter was DMP with a calf situation. Outside linebacker Jason Pierre-Paul, knee issue shut down back-to-back days. Limited was Carlton Davis, one of their starting cornerbacks. Wide receiver Mike Evans, who's dealing with that hyperextended knee, is limited, not 100%. Goodwin is also banged up with that hip and quad situation. LaShawn McCoy he fully practiced after coming back from injury. And of course, Andrew Adams, a safety, he was DMP, but it's not injury related. So there it is in terms of the injury report. Now let's keep this thing on moving here. All right, and we're going to get into the next one here, which is New Orleans Saints running back Alvin Kamara named finalist for the FedEx Ground Player of the Year. Kamara led the NFL with 21 touchdowns this year, and he missed the last game of the season, so he could have really stacked on that. New Orleans Saints star running back Alvin Kamara has been named one of the 3 finalists for the FedEx Ground Player of the Year award for his performance throughout the 2020 NFL season. Kamara led the league in scrimmage touchdowns with 21, ranked third with 1,688 yards of scrimmage, 932 was rushing, 756 receiving. He was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for his performance on Christmas Day against the Vikings. Kamara, 5'10", 215, enjoyed a career day and performance for the ages in New Orleans for the 52-33 win over the Minnesota Vikings at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome on December the 25th, tying NFL record for both total touchdowns and rushing touchdowns with his 6 scores on the ground. Kamara carried 22 times for a career-high 155 yards, which was about 7 yards per carry, adding 3 receptions for 17 yards for 172 total yards from scrimmage. The rushing touchdown record tied the record held by Ernie Nevers of the Chicago Cardinals way back in 1929. How about that? While for total touchdowns, Kamara joins Nevers, the Cleveland Browns' Dub Jones, and Chicago Bears great Gale Sayers. How about that? Kamara, who recorded 5 games with at least 2 touchdowns in this season, has 18 career games with 2 or more touchdowns, tied for the most by a player in his first 4 NFL seasons in NFL history. So he's terrific. And as a part of the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Player of the Year program, FedEx will donate 20 G's to the direct relief in the name of each winning player. Now, this 40,000 donation will help deliver emergency funds and medical backpacks to local clinics, health centers throughout the country. So it's a big deal. And each backpack will support 500 people in the community. So that's even a bigger deal. And of course, Titan running back Derrick Henry and Vikings running back Delvin Cook are also up for the award. So he's going against Derrick Henry and Delvin Cook, 2 very awesome running backs. Derrick Henry, he might end up getting that sucker, man. He had 2,000 yards rushing this year. We'll see how it shakes, but those are some stiff competition to run up against. But big ups to Alvin Kamara. Big ups to brother Alvin, named finalist for the FedEx Ground Player of the Year award. So big ups to young Alvin. All right, let's move on to the next article here. Who that to you, brother JT? Who that? Muse of Abysmal Abyss. How you doing, baby? Who that to you? Closed Caption Studios. Who that to you as well. Big ups to the family members. Thank y'all for chiming in and being here. Rams just earned 2 extra draft picks thanks to a new NFL rule, and the Saints could be next. The Rams and the Saints are likely going to be getting 2 bonus NFL draft picks. Were you aware of this? You weren't? Oh, you weren't? Well, let's take a peek. Let's take a peek and see what they're talking about. All right, last Saint, thank you, brother. Appreciate the super chat. He says it's been 10 seconds left in the Super Bowl. Saints down by 8 at the 5-yard line, and Peyton throws Taysom Hill in on the QB draw play. I don't know. There he is. Yeah, that's his guy. All right. Who that King says, BQ, why is Marcus? He says, why Marcus Spears said Green Bay wins, they should just go to the Super Bowl straight. Hate is unbelievable. I told you that. That's why I stay smashing the lily piss out of these clown garbage Operation Mockingbird ass reporters. I mean, I just keep just leveling them because I know from a higher standpoint that when you going over those to those networks and you work for them, you got to do what them people tell you to do. A lot of time they have an agenda going on because they don't have free speech to talk how they really want to talk. You might get an opinion piece where you could be able to drop some knowledge, but remember, most of them are reading off of teleprompters and they want them to stick to some type of agenda or a program. So that's why I say unindependent is the best way to be. Unindependent is the best way to be. That way you can speak your mind. And if you go somewhere and they knock you off of that, build your own stuff. That's what you're supposed to be doing anyway, right? You know, if you go somewhere and you having problems around there and you can't make it work, then you go somewhere else and build something to your liking. And then you'll attract other people that think like you too, wherever you need to go. So that's my push to people out there. You know, because a lot of these people, they just sell out for the money. They don't have a brain cell in their body. They read most off the teleprompters. They're a bunch of clowns, man. You know, they're a bunch of morons, man. So, you know, that's my take on it anyway. But anyway, big ups to the rest of the family members. Thank you, brother. Tyrese, last Saint for that. Appreciate it. Collinator, who says get him Q. Nah, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for Friday because listen, it's gonna get even rougher with their commentary going forward into the playoffs because it was pretty light against Chicago. Now against Tampa Bay, you're gonna see it ratcheted up because even though you demoralize and whoop Tampa Bay both matchups double digits, there is literally no reasoning for them to be as hard as they are for Tampa unless the fix is in or that it's an agenda, because a lot of times they release articles, and big ups to you, GMK have sent me quite a few articles with people picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win the matchup. And that's because we get into the really dangerous area of the year where you start seeing the little grubby, grimy, stinking, rotten, pus-filled, piggy hands of the officials and greedy ass people trying to steer contests by way of the referees. And it's just, you got to watch that. And don't worry, we'll be calling light to it. We'll be calling light to it. Who that to you, Ramsey? Big ups to you. Thank you, Who That King, for the super chat and that super sticker. Thank you, fam. Keep it up. All right. All right, let's move into the article, family. Big ups to the family members. Much love to y'all. This one's called Rams just earned 2 extra picks. Can the Saints get some of that? Well, let's take a peek. The Rams are going to have 1 extra pick in each of the next 2 drafts thanks to an NFL rule that was implemented barely 2 months ago. Back in November, the NFL's 32 owners approved the resolution that called for teams to be rewarded anytime a minority member of the organization was hired away from another team, be it a head coach or a general manager. The idea behind the new rule was to encourage teams to hire more minority coaches and executives and develop them. Now, under the new rule, any team that loses a minority coach or an executive to a head coach or GM job will be compensated with 2 third-round picks that will be awarded as 1 pick in 2 consecutive years. If a team loses a second employee to a head coach or a GM job, then that club will receive 3 third-round picks that will be spread out over those 3 consecutive years. Now, the first benefactor of this new rules are the Rams, who just lost their director of college scouting, Brad Holmes, to the Lions. That's a pretty good hire, by the way. According to the multiple reports, Holmes has agreed to a 5-year deal to become the general manager in Detroit since the Rams lost a minority employee to another team. The NFL is now going to award them 2 third-round picks, with one coming in 2021 and the second one in 2022. Now, the Rams can pick up an extra third pick in 2023 if they lose another minority employee, and right now that's currently possible. The Jaguars have been eyeing Rams consultant Ray Farmer, and if Farmer gets hired as the new GM in Jacksonville, then the Rams will get another compensatory pick. Now, if there was one knock on the new rule, it was that teams might not want to hire a minority candidate from a rival because the team wouldn't want their rival to pick up the 2 extra draft picks. However, that issue might not end up being a problem, and that's because of the 2 NFL's biggest rivals are about to help each other out. Now, according to the NFL.com, Saints VP Assistant GM of Pro Personnel, Terry Fontenot, is currently the favorite to land the Falcons job. You mean the Saints. Remember, they're going to hire Terry, and they are no longer the Saints. They are now the Atlanta Saints. I mean, the Falcons, excuse me. Y'all know what I mean. They're no longer the Atlanta Falcons. They're the Atlanta Saints, because the idea is they want to pair Fontenot with Joe Brady. So with that being said, they're no longer the Falcons. They done gave that up. They wasn't winning shit with that name anyway. You might as well take on the Saints and become the Atlanta Saints. Hell, you took our stadium name already. Oh, you took the stadium name already. You might as well go ahead on and finish it all up, right? The Atlanta Saints are looking at hiring Terry Fontenot. And if Atlanta ends up hiring Fontenot, that means the Saints will get 2 third-round picks out of it. The extra picks are viewed as compensatory picks and will be awarded after the regular compensatory picks are handed out. Now, in 2020, the NFL handed out 10 third-round compensatory picks. Saints never got none of that crap, which means the first pick given to a team they lost the coach would have been 107th overall. The order of coaching compensatory picks will also be based on the draft order. So if the Saints and Rams both were to lose this week, and the Rams would get an earlier pick because they had a worse record in 2020. The NFL created the rule as a way to encourage the minority hirings for key roles on each team while diversifying the workforce around the league. And in the first offseason of change, it appears the rule is already having a positive impact. But we also add some more change and diversity to the commissioner job. So we diversify and move that asshole clean up out of here and get somebody we like. I mean, seriously, can we do that? All right, but that's the bit of the news. And then this article, by the way, this is a good article because of what it does. It segues perfectly to this one here. This is from the AJC, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. It says Terry Fontenot Saints work makes him good Falcons hire. This is their rotten paper now. And they got Brother Fontenot up there, and he cheesed all up. And they're looking at trying to add him to the team. So the Atlanta Saints are trying to hire Brother Fontenot over there, and then and they're trying to steal some Sean Payton stuff, all this kind of stuff. So it's all right. But they said that imitation is the best form of flattery. Or how about if you can't beat them, join them? How about that one? It's hard to evaluate Fontenot's ability as an NFL general manager because there's no track record to judge. I can't say how he will manage the salary cap, which is the job number one for the next Falcon GM. There are no trades or free agent signings to evaluate. Fontenot's NFL scouting background is on the pro side, not college. So there is no draft picks to scrutinize. But listen, he comes from a good background. He brung up well, very solid brother. And the cool part about it is he was surrounded by talent all over the place. Mickey Loomis was doing what he's doing with the contracts, studying that a bit. Then you look at the Jeff Ireland. You got to do nothing when you have guys that's good at their jobs. You can't help but to pick up a little this and a little that. But listen, he's ready for it. And the Saints knew it. That's why last year they gave him that promotion to try to keep him. But, people would ultimately see Terry as a guy that can take the organization. And he most certainly would do better with Dimitrov cough or whatever his name was. He definitely do better than that. But at the risk of ruffling some feathers among the Falcons or Saints faithful, the best case for Fontenot as the team's next GM is that he's worked for the Saints for nearly 2 decades. The Falcons a losing organization. And this is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, their own writer, talking about them like this in their own paper. This is them. This ain't me. I didn't write any of this, and this is not one of any New Orleans writer. This is their writer from their stinking side of things. And look what he says here. He says, but at the risk of ruffling some feathers, the Falcons faithful, the best case for Fano as the team's next GM is that he's worked for the Saints for nearly 2 decades. The Falcons, a losing organization, seek a football man from a winning organization. Let me just go ahead on and just highlight this, because this was well said and so very beautiful. And this is the absolute truth of how I really feel about them. But the reporter who works in Atlanta for an Atlanta-based paper, writing articles about the Falcons, this is the best line that I've ever seen a Atlanta reporter write. The Falcons, a losing organization, seek a football man from a winning organization to help change their fortunes. How about that? How about that? How about that? How about that? The Falcons, a losing organization, seek a football man from a winning organization to change their fortunes. You're coming to the Saints looking for help. Man, who is this dude here, man? I got to send this man a big shout out. Who is his name? If we got Michael Cunningham, man, on social media, works for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. This is where this article is. Feel free, family, in your off time to go over there and give Michael Cunningham a shout out for talking that real deal Holyfield. Big ups to Michael Cunningham, because he's pretty cunning about that hammy-ass Falcon team, because he ain't telling no lies here. A losing organization seeking a football man from a winning organization to change their fortunes. How about that? I done seen it all now. Now, the AJC Falcons beat writer, beat writer D. Orlando Ledbetter reports that the Falcons are set to hire Fontenot, hear that, to replace Dimitrov, or whatever the hell his name is, don't matter, he's gone become, who was fired after the team's 0-5 start in 2020. The Falcons can't confirm the hire now because the league tampering rules. An announcement expected once the Saints are finished in the playoffs. So it's already a done deal, according to the AJC. Eventually, the Falcons also will hire a coach, presumably with Fontenot as a part of that decision. So what does that mean? So we get some inside baseball here. That Fontenot, it's already a wink-wink handshake deal that he gets the job for the Falcons. Who would be his coaching choice in that mixture? The cat's out of the bag. And like Tony Baker says, man, who's putting cats in bags? Well, it's more than one way to skin a cat. Who's skinning cats? Don't you know that cats don't like bags? Sidebar. But anyway, this is the reality that it's a wink-wink handshake deal that Fontenot is going to take the Atlanta job. And who do you think his coach is going to be? Huh? Joe Brady. That's already been leaked. So I don't know that Fontenot is better hired for the Falcons than the other finalist, Brad Holmes. I do know that the Saints have a better and longer track record of recent success than the Rams, where Holmes had worked in college scouting. The Lions hired Holmes to be the GM on Thursday. So both of those guys are well sought after. He's off the books, and now Fontenot is the man. Fontenot has been with the Saints for 16 seasons, including working in the player scouting roles from 2008 to 20. He's been a director of pro scouting for the past 6. Last year, Fontenot was promoted to executive level with vice president and assistant GM titles under Mickey Loomis. The Saints have owned the NFC South during Fontenot's 13 seasons in the scouting department. They have a 133-75 record and 6 division titles over that time, the most in the South. That's 20 more victories and 3 more division crowns than the Falcons since 2008. I just found the best part of this article. It just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better all the time. It just keeps getting better all the time. Thank you, Tyrese. Appreciate you, bro. Last Saint with the super chat. Big ups. Thank you, bro. It's amazing, man. I know, bro. Only winner get wings. I got you, Collinator. I'm not mad, bro. I'm happy for Fontenot, man. I really am. But this just keeps getting better all the time. The Saints have owned. Now, I got to say, the first one was really good, y'all. It was really good. But this one here is almost like a Mike Tyson gut punch. I mean, you throwing up your esophagus, man, with this shot. The Saints have owned the NFC South during Fontenot's 13 seasons, because obviously 13 is an unlucky number for them. And in the scouting department, they're 133-75 record and 6 division titles over that time. That's the most in the NFC South. That's 20 more victories and 3 more division crowns than the Falcons. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that, man. And let's see if we got some. This guy got some great jewels, fam. We got to give him a shout out, bro. We got to give him a shout out. In 2008 to 20, the Saints made the playoffs 8 times with an 8-6 record and 1 jobbing by the refs in the NFC Championship game. Won the franchise Super Bowl trophy. The Saints are favored by 3 points over the Bucs in Sunday's divisional playoff game. You can't tell by the writers and the broadcast, these dumbass commentators. You can't tell the Saints are favorites in this matchup. You can't. Based on them, you would think it was the opposite way. Who that to you, Elite Detrick? Who that? Really, it's hard for the outsiders. And let's finish up this article. The Falcons disqualified from the postseason 5 times during that period with a 4-6 record. It's amazing, man. Thank you, Last Saint. Said the Saints, Atlanta Saints rebuilding. Fontenot wants a QB. The Atlanta Saints. That's who they are. They already stole your name off your building now. They're the Mercedes-Benz building or whatever it is out there. And now they want your head, your executive. Now they're going to try to get the scheme because they're going to try to get Joe Brady to install Sean Payton's offense in Atlanta. So there you go. The Atlanta Saints are here. And don't you think for a second that I will not let they funky, smelly asses live this down. You couldn't beat the Saints. You had to be the Saints. Yes, yes, yes. Love it. All right, let's see this. Okay, let's see. And this is even greater part two. This is another really good one here. The Falcons disqualified from the postseason 5 times during that period with a 4-5 record. Blew the franchise's best chance to finally win the Super Bowl. Remember that great game there? I love that game. Now, it's hard for the outsiders to know how much in and what ways Fontenot has contributed to the Saints' success. That's a part of the homework for the Falcons franchise off the blank, because he's drawing blanks. He don't know what the hell he's doing. So he said, you know what? We can't beat the Saints. So let's go over there and just hire everybody who will take my check. But they're saying he got it right when he hired Dimitrikov. I don't think so. He ain't do a damn thing. But Blank got it wrong when he allowed Dimitrikov and Quinn too many chances. He should have fired them last year. I said that at the time. He should have fired them last year and been done away with it. Fontenot has a close view of the Falcons' rise and decline. His time as a New Orleans scout mirrors Dimitrov's reign as the Falcons GM. Fontenot's pro scouting duties for a South rival mean he would have a good read on the players on the Falcons roster. And according to his Saints bio, Fontenot's responsibilities as director of pro scouting includes recommending player acquisitions by evaluating players from all professional leagues, including the Saints roster, monitoring the waiver wire, and supervising the advanced scouting of upcoming opponents. The advanced scouting helps Saints coaches with their game plans and builds a player personnel file for potential future acquisitions. Thank you, Saints. Last Saint Tyrese, another super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Kenny says, you're not lying, Q. You would have liked to think the Bucs are the favorites. I'm just telling you the God's honest truth, bro. You know? I mean, you're right, Collinator. Absolutely. All right. Yep. Sam and True Love. Yeah, we are really, man, it's amazing, man. Did y'all believe this? What I'm reading here, this is from their paper now, their biggest paper out there. Now, the success of the advanced scouting part of Fontenot's job is baked in the Saints' record. The success of the pro player acquisitions could be measured by how much those players contributed to winning. No team gets every acquisition right. The Saints have the kind of hit rate you expect from a team with 4 consecutive division titles. What happened to would want to have a couple of Super Bowls in there? Oh, but you know, we all right. We're going to be all right this year. Saints find no move to scouting in '08. The Saints have acquired 4 veteran players who were selected to the Pro Bowl and All-Pro teams while on the roster. Demario Davis, Larry Walford, Ben Grubbs, Darren Sharper, Davis. Walford hadn't earned such an honor before joining the Saints. Sharper deemed washed up before earning his 5th Pro Bowl and All-Pro selection at the age of 34. He played knocked out that game. Now, this is an entire article. A little too much to go over. It goes into, it's very in-depth and talks about it a lot. And to be honest with you, you know, it's a big love piece, to be honest with you. I mean, they talk about Fontenot going to Tulane, that he attended college. He went to Tulane for college. He from Lake Charles. So he did it all the right ways, you know? And they just go through his entire bio. And the dude's a big love piece while blasting the Falcons and upholding Fontenot. And listen, according to reports that I was reading, we knew this was going to happen, but Fontenot's definitely their guy. It's a wink-wink handshake behind the scenes kind of deal. So he's going to be with Atlanta. And like I said, several reports and on the underground, they're saying that his hand-picked favorite to lead that offense, to be the leader of that offense, or the head coach, I'm trying to say, will be Joe Brady. So we'll see how it all shakes, but that's what they're trying to install. A Saints man who, in pro scouting, building the team, and of course, Sean Payton's offensive prowess from Joe Brady. Isn't that amazing? The Falcons couldn't do jack squat on their own, but they had to come over here and steal off our people, and now they won't steal your coach's system to have success so they can compete up against you. That's, and that's exactly what Carolina did when they tried to get Joe Brady to be there. We're going to steal Sean Payton. What good that did? We just beat their ass. They was garbage. But, man, Terry Fontenot's on a rocket ship going up. And, man, I thought, Cliff Kingsbury was a guy on a rocket ship. Man, Brady I'm talking about Joe Brady now. This guy is how fast he's going up is ridiculous. It's almost like he became like Bill Belichick or some goddamn body. And every now and again, you'll get these coaches that, they do a little good here or there, and then all of a sudden, they name catch fire, and then they do all this and that and the third. And I'm not saying Joe don't know what he's doing because he's intelligent. He knows as long as he has a good handle on Coach Payton's system and he's balanced with it, you're going to have success with that system. The only drawback is on the guy that's operating it, him getting too cute. If you can mix and stay disciplined, you'll whoop people ass all year long. I'm just going to keep it real. The only question then becomes is the defense good enough to keep up with the offense is doing? Can we then balance the team off? But the reality is that is a winning system. You just have to remain balanced to do it. But family, wasn't that a terrific article? We got to give that brother some credit there. Michael Cunningham is his name. Because that was a well-written, it was a massive article, man. It had at least another several paragraphs that I could have actually carried, but that was enough, man. Those 3 great paragraphs were it was just terrific. That was everything I felt about the Falcons. And what was great about it was the fact that was their writer saying the same thing that I would say, and that lovely. And you as well. So big ups to the family members in the piece. All right, big ups to the family members, man. Thank y'all for chiming in on this one. All right. It's J187 says, who that? Who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat. He said, I hope y'all having a good Thursday. In 67 hours is game time. There you go. Good to have you here. It's J187. Good to see you, fam. Much love to you. And who that, baby? Who that? Uncle Paulie's in the building. What's up, Uncle Paulie? And thank for all the super chatters. And Brother Tyrese, thank you. Last Saint, appreciate your super chats as well, my friend. So we get into the part, family. Well, I'm going to forego the commercial break right here, and I'll just play it on the back end of the show. But we'll get into the area of the show where the family members can feel free to kind of drop whatever comments or questions that they have in the chat, and we'll go over it in this episode of the show as well. So it's just amazing. Because we're in a real interesting bit of space with the Saints, with the Who Dat Nation Army family. While we in the playoffs, dusting dusty ass teams off, you have people like the writers disrespecting the Saints And even though the Saints are 3-point favorites in the matchup at home and eviscerated this team twice, week 1 and week 9, we still are treated almost like we are going to get beat because you can't do that again. You can't beat Tom Brady 3 times in a row. Why not? Don't you understand we the Saints? That's what they forget. They don't understand that we the Saints. We used to people trying to cheat us. We used to that. And a part of being the Saints is that you got a little help. You know what I mean? You got help. So they could try to cheat all they may. We gonna get this here thing because we're the better team. The reality is the last few years of playoff failures made us look at the team and said, if we had this guy here and this guy there, we would be ready to go. Well, guess what? Those guys here and that guy there, guess who that was? It was Emmanuel Sanders, Malcolm Jenkins. Those guys are here. And listen, man, we're going to take care of business because that's what we do. We the Great Saint Think Tank. We the Who That Nation. We're going to whoop on some ass. So anyway, before I get into any of that, big ups to the family members as well. Ramsey says Mike Cunningham deserves a big roll bowl of gumbo. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. That was a terrific article, man. I enjoyed that very much. I enjoyed that article very much because I just want the rest of the Great Saint Think Tank and Who That Nation to understand that do you see what's going on here? Do you see what's going on? Do you see? You see that? If you don't, put your Ryan Clark's on. Put your Ryan Clark's on. Put your Ryan Clark's on if you can't see what I'm saying. Put your Ryan Clark's on. His don't work because all of with them Chris Tuckers he's sporting, he still can't see nothing. Collinator says Matty Icy Hot has been using the same offense the Saints have over 10 years. How did that work out? I know, bro. But see, some people are delusional, man. They really are. And the Falcons are finally at the point where they're no longer the Falcons, that they're now the Atlanta Saints. They've already going to hire Terry. So he'll be going out there to be the general manager. They'll be looking at Joe Brady as his head coach. So you'll have Sean Payton's system with Mickey Loomis and Jeff Ireland's part of their brain over that organization. And they already, like I said again, they already stole the name of your building. Out of the thousands of companies across the world, you couldn't find somebody else to go and put a name on your building? Well, it's all right, because the moment they start falling through the fold, the moment they connected their brand with the Atlanta Falcons, when they did that, it all started falling down, and everything started falling, and the prices, all of the people stopped buying their cars. So how else to salvage your organization but to become a saint? That ensures that you're going to heaven. And in football sense, that means football heaven is Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, much love to y'all, man. Any questions, concerns, comments, pop them in the chat. We're going to forego the break, and I'll play it on the back end of the show. But for you guys, let's get into the chat here on Thursday, man. And we're going to go for at least another hour, which will put me right around 9:30, 9:40, somewhere along in there. So any questions, concerns, or comments, put them in the chat. We'll address them. We'll get through it. All right, let's keep this thing going. Madge says, Big Q, trust me, Breeze wants to beat Brady bad since that opportunity was stolen in 2018, the last time that Brady, Breeze, and the Lambs were in the playoffs the same time. Thank you, Madge. Appreciate you. No doubt about it, bro. Straight up matchups like this, Tom Brady, got a couple of wins when he was in New England. We didn't play New England that much. One time out of once every 4 years, we'll get an opportunity to play them. Matter of fact, we'll be playing New England next year. They're on the schedule for next year. So you're right on that. And Tom Brady does have all the hardware, whether it was fraudulent, and a lot of it is fraudulent, to be honest with you. A lot of it's fraudulent. But the reality is Drew Brees, not so much so. He's the guy that nobody seems to want to give the credit to. He was taken in the second round because they said that he was too small, and he was calling him little old Drew from Purdue and all this kind of stuff. He was too small. He never had a big old arm. Or he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. And all he ever done was win. And listen, and that's the problem people have when you start looking at people, whether it's their height or this, that, and the third or whatever, and trying to put templates together of what you think a football player is supposed to be. You get a guy like Drew Brees coming here, and Drew Brees makes things happen. He's a winner. He's won a boatload of games. I showed the statistics yesterday about Drew's passing yardage, touchdowns, all this kind of old stuff. And it's up there. He done beat a lot of guys. I mean, some really great quarterbacks over the years. We talking about guys like Joe Montana he done surpassed. And Joe Montana was, in my opinion, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. One of them anyway. But Joe Montana and who else you could put up there? Whoever you want to throw up there, Brett Favre or whoever, I don't know. Whoever you throw up there, he done took him down. So this is a mano-a-mano situation. I can't catch you with the rings, but I will beat your ass and make sure you won't get another one on my watch. That's what Drew Brees. And the statement should have been to Tom Brady is, listen, bro, let me tell you something. Don't come to the NFC South if you have Super Bowl aspirations because you won't get diddly squat over here. But when he came to Tampa, they put their sights square up on the Who Dat Nation and said, we going through you to get it. And all of the media hopped on his back and says, go get him, Tom. Go get him. And then when the Saints whipping that ass, they still saying the same thing. Go get him, Tom. And then when he loses, he make mistakes. And they will even blast his coach, even though the coach is right to correct the player. The player is not higher than the coach. The coach is over the team. You can't talk to Tom Brady. Who is he? The Queen of England? Who is he? Who is he? But yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Closed caption said they're definitely wishing to be right this time so that they can say, I told you. So that's what that chicken Lily guy, what's his name? The girly man from the PFF camp says, I can't wait till you get it so you can, and you know what? Y'all just slap the piss out that guy, man. You don't close hand hit that guy. You open your hand and hit a guy. You wouldn't dare, don't even dare bust the knuckle on. Just open hand, slap the hell out of him. Just one of them, just give him one of the most soap opera slaps. You're watching the soap opera or some romance movie or some television series, and the man say something wrong to the lady, or the man was cheating and the lady found out, and she just slapped the piss out of him. That's what you do that PFF guy. Oh, it look like he getting manis and patties anyway, so you might well slap the hell out of him, maybe to put some sense in his head. All right, big ups to the family members, man. All right, let's keep it going, man. Big ups to the family members in this piece. All right. No, we're not using the StreamYard tonight, Brother Paul. It's just commentary tonight. Closed caption says, thanks 34-17. I like that score. Collinator says, Audi and BMW stocks rose quick. I bet they did. Ramsey says, hey, Q, is just me or is your internet connection bad tonight? I don't see any connection issues. Is anybody experiencing any connection issues right now? Please let me know. Ramsey says he's having issues with his internet. Where is it mine? If anybody else experiencing, I don't see a damn thing going on up here. Matter of fact, things are running really smooth up here. But if y'all guys experiencing anything, put one in the chat. Let me know. Because I'm not knowing anything right now, Ramsey. I'm not seeing anything. Saint Gunner, who that to you, says, wonder what excuses the media is going to give Tom Brady. Saints are out for vengeance, and the Rams are next. And you're absolutely right, man. And Brother Jerry came on the show yesterday, and he was talking about that as well. And I was like looking at the Rams, how they played last week, and I was like, man, the Rams defense they're quite, they're a problem, And my thing is this, to get to beat the Green Bay Packers, you have to have a pretty good secondary, and they have a pretty good secondary. You're gonna have to be able to get at the quarterback and stop the run, and the Rams defense can't do that. Aaron Donald was the issue. He seems to be fine. Read something on him yesterday, said that he's good to go. He should be all right. So with that being said, you can get after you get after Aaron Rodgers and fluster him, knock him down, and it could be problematic up there. And the Rams don't strike me as a team that's afraid of the snow either. They have a running game that they used in last week's wild card matchup that really worked well for them. And that was smart for McVay to do that because it allowed Jared Cook not to throw the ball as much with that uh, surgically repaired finger, the thumb. So I was really happy about that. And if you did any research on the scouting report, you know that you can run on the Green Bay Packers. That has been a sore spot for them since last year. I like Kenny Clark, the big what's his name, the big defensive lineman up in the middle there. He's one of the best winners in the league. Sometimes he's banged up, but you can run on the Packers. You can run on that team, and that's been a problem they didn't fix in the draft. They didn't bring any big names in to adjust to help that out, and as a result, it might cost them again this year. So with that being said, I think it might be the Rams. It could be a revenge type situation. I'm gonna be honest with you. It really could, you know. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Thank you for that St. Gunner and who that to you, bro. Abraham, who that to you, Abraham? Good to see Abe in the building chiming in. Uncle Paul says, hey, Q, how you see Antonio Brown and the rest of the Bucks wide outs versus the Saints secondary on Sunday? Well, Antonio Brown is probably the only one that people would say, okay, listen, we got to pay attention to this brother because he's feeling himself. He got some kind of camaraderie in there. But I'm not, really that, like a lot of people have angst about it. You got to watch, a little angst about dealing with Antonio Brown. You got to keep an eye on him. But listen, Mike Evans is banged up. He has that hyperextended knee he's still dealing with. Goodwin has quad, and he got double injuries going on, so they're pretty banged up. But they have a good wide receiver core. But I got love for my Saints. Laddie Daddy will cover Mike Evans. You got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson there. He going to talk shit all day to whoever he's guarding, whether it's Goodwin. And then, of course, Janoris Jenkins, who's, in my opinion, who's played better. And it's hard to say that about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, but Jack Rabbit has been really special this year. This could have been a big year for Jack Rabbit. He dropped so many interceptions this year. It's ridiculous this year. But I love my secondary. The cornerbacks are ready. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's ready. Jack Rabbit and Laddie Daddy are ready. And not only that, but these guys are healthy. So I'm really feeling that, and I got confidence that our secondary, was playing so well, will be able to do what they've done twice before in the regular season. The question in my mind as a critical thinker is, what changes did Tampa Bay do to make sure or try to stop the fact that the way they lost the two previous contests to the Saints? Now, how did they lose it? Of course, we neutralized them running the ball. Of course, we sacked them and knocked the piss out of them. Of course, we did that. So what are the alternatives that they can do? They can leave Gronk in on plays to block. They can use a running back in there to chip on some blocks. Brady can speed up his count and get the ball out fast. They can run plays with quick slants to kind of move the ball and not allow the Saints pass rushers to get to them. And remember, a lot of that they did in the second matchup in week 9. They tried to hasten the snap to get the ball out faster and do all this stuff, and it didn't work. How was it supposed to change this time around? Did they bring any big changes in that really is going to mean something to stopping the Saints? And based on what I've seen and observing them and watching and doing scouting on that team, I have not seen any real schematic changes that will stop the Saints from doing that to you. Now, it worked on other teams, but once again, the Saints are not like the other teams that Tampa Bay beat up on this year. It's just what it is. The Saints are a team that plays Tampa on another level because the Saints are a difficult matchup to deal with. And then, of course, people are worrying about, it's the adage, and I'm not saying this to you, Uncle Paulie, but, most people worry about Tampa Bay's offense when they need to be worrying about the Saints' offense against Tampa Bay. What we going to do today, smelly-ass defense. It's all about, Tom Brady against, I like my defense against any quarterback in this league. I'm going to just keep it 100% trill with you. I like my defense against anybody's offense. I like my defense against anybody offense. Bottom line, I don't care who it is. If it's a statue like Tom Brady or if it's a Patrick Mahomes boys who eventually we're going to see again. But that'll be a motivating factor to play the Chiefs again because the Saints say, man, we can play with them boys. All this fanciful stuff about them throwing the ball all the way around. Guess what? Saints offense wasn't on full display when we met Kansas City. And if it was, we would have beat them. If we were more balanced, we would have won. But listen, the coaches, he got his head screwed on straight so far. The last 3 games, Sean Payton has been absolutely awesome. I got to give it to Coach Payton. Y'all know I'm a hardcore critic when it come down to Payton because I don't like him getting cute all the time. But I got to give it to Coach Payton. After those 2 losses to both Kansas City and Philadelphia, ever since then, he screwed his head on right. He been running the ball. He been mixing his plays up correctly. He's been awesome, man, and I got to give it to you. Ain't no need for me to beat a man down. Beat a man down, you know. If he doing the right thing, listen, bro, that's what we've been saying all year long, is that you need to mix it up. We too predictable with these screens. Run the ball, da-da-da. Coach Payton is absolutely awesome what he doing. And if he keep doing that, Super Bowl City for the Black and Gold Nation. Let me tell you something. All right, big ups to your Uncle Paulie. Thank you for chiming in on that. But no, I don't. AB is a guy that you got to look out for. But their offense is banged up. Mike Evans is banged up. This other guy, Goodwin, is banged up. He had a pretty good game against the Saints last game. Didn't really mount anything. You got Gronkowski running around there with his big slow ass. And, of course, you got Cameron Brate, who's another guy that I like a lot, who can hurt you as well. And, of course, we looked at the injury report, and their star running back, could be playing in this matchup. Ronald Jones, could be a guy that might be able to play in this matchup. He gives him a bit of a scat back. But once again, that don't mean to hill the beans because once we neutralize you from running the ball, we put the pressure on Tom Brady to move the ball while we're scoring. My only concern for this game is that the Saints get out to a fast start and put the pressure. While the defense is going to take care of business, the offense gets off to a fast start, cut the miscues out, no turnovers, put pressure on Tom Brady, sack him 5 times. I see a 3 to 4 sack game going on in this matchup against Tampa Bay. Cam Jordan is a wildebeest. They was doubling Cam in the Tampa Bay game. He was still sacking him. Trey Hendrickson is going to be back. Marcus Davenport's there. Carl Granderson. The Saints got their entire defensive line healthy. Now, remember last year, this wasn't the case against the Minnesota Vikings in the wild card round. The Saints' defensive line were hurt. I mean, Cam was hurt. He had that groin issue that he had to get surgery for once the season was over. Remember that one? You lost Davenport and Trey Hendrickson a month before the playoffs. And, of course, Granderson wasn't where he was. And Trey Hendrickson and Davenport, like I said, was lost before the playoffs even arrived, a month before. You have all those guys at your leisure. You got everybody. You know, and like I keep saying, the Saints, even though we might be missing Taysom and Latavius, the truth be told is, A, Sean Payton ain't running Latavius Murray like that. Number one, he had like 4 or 5 carries last game. So it's Alvin Kamara time, which is cool. And the B, Taysom Hill does do the dirty work, but it ain't like he can't put Dwayne Washington or Ty Montgomery or Deontay Harris to use them in plays. And it ain't like he can't use Ty Montgomery, who, from a interesting standpoint, Ty Montgomery, it fits the system better for what he's attempting to do because Ty does give you a physicality as a running back and a wide receiver skill set. So he's also a terrific blocker. So you put Ty Montgomery in there or Latavius being out and still get a very positive result. So, I mean, regardless of whatever happens, we still take care of business. All right. Thank you for that, Uncle Paul. Appreciate you there. All right. Let's go on. Okay, family, any comments, concerns, and comments? I'm going to go on down and knock them up out of here. Rambo said, I believe that we will be even more motivated this game to shut Tampa Bay down again to show Stephen A. Smiths and the Dan Orlovskis of the world. Those guys are stupid. Stephen A. only know basketball. Dan Orlovsky, remember he was the guy that caught a safety because he backed up out of his own end zone. Remember that? That's that guy. And they got him on there. I mean, that's how you know ESPN's a joke. You mean to tell me out of all of the 1,754,000,000,000 quarterbacks, both past and present, the best you can do is find Dan Orlovsky to be your
commentator? Really? What? What? What kind of brown nosing is Orlovsky doing, or what is he trading to get there? You know what I'm saying? What you doing up there, Orlovsky? Huh? What you doing, bro? Bro, I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's a complete and utter joke that you would go get Orlovsky to get it. I mean, I would put Phil Simpson ahead of him any day. I mean, seriously. When did third string ass quarterbacks were able to land jobs in the NFL? Shouldn't you have been a second string to get a gig on television? And then they had the nerve to put glasses on them to try to make them look smart. And I told y'all, I said, if you trying to make that man look smart, the best thing you can do is feed him better lines, because what he's saying making him sound stupid as hell. You could try to put glasses on him all you want. Putting glasses on a dumbass ain't gonna make him learn anything any more different. It's absolutely ridiculous. Remember we bust his ass on TSC Q&A when he kept talking about Drew's noodle arm and they was trying to sell the idea that Drew had a noodle arm? Then I had several of the great same think tank family members say they had sent show up to people, and then that next week his whole opinion changed about Drew. I told you these people don't know what they're talking about. Most of these people, they got up there, they reading off of teleprompters. You can tell it, they're reading off of teleprompters. You can tell. It's a whole Hollywood production. It's not even real sports talk no more. It's all about entertainment and flashy lights and selling your ass a washing machine or some drugs for you to knock your headache out. It's not about content anymore. It's not. And I'm telling you, man, ESPN going down. That's why they dumped a lot of their people. People are getting wise to that. You can't fool us with the colorful bill. You got multi-million-dollar sound set up with a bunch of dumbasses in there. What sense that make? You got all the pomp and circumstance, but no real quality there at all. There is a bunch of fake plastic teleprompter reading ass people on there. There's no legitimacies. There's no genuinity. There's none of that there. It's just a bunch of fake plastic Hollywood nonsense. And people know the difference. Shit, if you ain't nothing but an actor, you're a low budget, ugly ass actor reading lines off a teleprompter and you're acting out your role. Come on, man. That's not real. It's just like I said, they're absolute jokes and sellouts, man. You know what I'm saying? These people will sell their own mama out to get a job up here to talk when you don't even have to do that, man. All right, let's keep it going. Uncle Paul says, hey, Q, if the Saints face the Rams, the O-line must keep Aaron Donald and company off Breeze all day. How you see it? I agree. I think that's definitely the case. We're going to have to step it up. Aaron Donald is a wildebeest. He's better than what he was when we faced him a couple years ago, and he's a guy that you got to keep an eye out on. But they got other guys that play off of Aaron Donald that when he draws double teams, that those guys get off, and you have to recognize them as well and limit them, because they was getting play in that wild card matchup. They were flying all over the field. You know, so the Saints will have a higher degree of respect for the Rams because of that matchup, and we got to take care of business. But Aaron Donald is definitely somebody you got to either slow down or neutralize. It's either one or the other. You know, it's what it is. Thank you, Uncle Paulie, for that. Closed caption says, all this hype about the Bucs offense clicking, they be all trash. I mean, it's just amazing. But that's what a good PR team will do for you with an agenda. Trey Joseph, who that says, if the defensive game plan for Tampa Bay is man over zone, do you think we win on one-on-ones? I watched the film breakdown by Tampa Bay fan. He said that's what Tampa Bay does best. The Saints can mix it up. Now, I've seen we play zone. We mix it up with the man, and we can get balanced with it as well. But the reality is the Saints can play either or well. They really can. So it's not like one thing that we need to do. You see what I'm saying? Because the truth be told, you can't sit in one thing all damn game, because Brady will figure it out. You know, you're going to have to switch it up and give him different looks while you're putting pressure on him. Then after a while, it won't even matter anymore. Once the Saints start adding up points, you start sacking Tom Brady. They get a bit demoralized. Then you lay on the running attack to start eating away their opportunities on the back end of the game. Now, that's when I would like to have a Latavius Murray in there to grind it out too, but you're going to have to use Ty. You're going to use Alvin Kamara. And by all means, when it gets later in the contest and you're up, you know, we got to start working that clock a little bit more. But, yeah, I understand the Tampa Bay offensive scheme, but the Saints can do a little bit of both, man. One better than the other, but still in all, you're going to have to give them some looks, because Tom Brady is a guy you definitely want to mix up those defensive looks on and be able to put some pressure on his ass too. So, I mean, we're just going to have to check it out. But, Trey, good comment, bro. Appreciate that. Match says Saints 44-14 in the matchup. Brett North said, I got my Saints winning 34-26. Thank you, Brett. Who that to you? All right, big ups. All right, St. Gunnar said, I got 100 on CD Deuce getting AB to throw a punch. How about that? I mean, listen, he's saying something nastily to those people, and AB already disturbed. So, I mean, he might just set them off, you know. You never know. Roy Baker, who that to you, man? Big ups. He says, make Brady cry again. Yep. Kevin, Jim Kev said the Saints need to come out and empty the clip on these fools. No doubt about it. Knock them off. Colin, they about to feast. They about to eat. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Let's see what was our matches. I'll take that bet. Anthony, who that? Anthony says Southern California in the house. Who that? Who that to you, Anthony? Good to see you in the chat, bro. Big ups. All right, LaDerek 15 say, what's up, fam? Who that to you, LaDerek? Big ups. All right. Tori said he ready for Sunday. All right, got a couple days, bro. We getting there, though. Ram said, hey, Q, I'm so sick and tired of hearing them say that this is a different Tampa Bay team. That's the script. This is the script. I keep telling you, no matter what platform, whether it's Fox, whether it's ESPN, whether it's whoever, NBC, CBS, whoever it is, they're all saying the same thing. This is a different team because they're Operation Mockingbird ass press, which means there's only a handful of companies that own the entire. It's like 6 families that own all of them, all of that. And this one guy, a group of them writing lines for all of them. That's how controlled that is, man. Operating on color codes and shit. So, I mean, it's weird, but it's the truth. And that's a major part of it because you got to be in here easily to be controlled for me to allow you to get on television. Because if you get up there on the people platform and you say something, you know, you can cost them some money. Of course, they'll fire your ass because your views don't mirror. You know, remember the little commentary they put up? If you rent space on the program and they said this such and such and this views of this whatever don't necessarily agree with the views of this show company or whatever. You get me? That's their own little legalese for those or whoever they sold that spot to or whoever in front of them, whatever they saying is inflammatory. Ain't got nothing to do with me. That's on him. You get me? So, I mean, you got to be controlled or able to be trusted to a degree to get up there. That's the truth, be honest. That's the truth, be honest. That's true, be honest. You got to be trusted to read off the teleprompter. If they trusted you, they would let you write your own shit, like reporters supposed to do. But they don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that at all. What they do is they read off a teleprompter while they sit up there looking like they're concerned. This bunch of fake ass actors, man. I ain't into plastic television. I'm sorry, I'm not, man. I keeps it real. I love keeping it real. I don't like plastic garbage ass stuff like that. I'm sorry, I don't. All right, let's keep it going, man. And I feel you on that, Ramsey. I feel you on that. Yeah, they really need to quit lying. And listen, bro, it's not their brains, and most of them stupid as hell already, man. You ever heard, if you get some real world thoughts from some of these people detach from reality, and it's done that way purposefully. It's the same with the celebrities. It's the same with the entertainers as well, and the athletes. They're kept away from you. They're kept away from you because you would wake them up of how the world really works. They are already in a bubble kept away from you. That's how it works. It's how it works. But the thing is, they're detached and they think in the world in a different light. Man, these people all turned around in their heads, man. They all turned around in their heads. And we thinking like they the people. No, they ain't the people. You the people. You the reality. They don't have nothing to do with nothing. They're fake. It's all fake. It's a big, massive, fake ass plan. That's all what it is. None of them credible. Because if they were credible, they would say credible things. They're not saying it. No man will respect or no woman will respect will get on the television who knows about football and say the type of stuff that they say about the Saints. Nobody would. No person would. Will get up here and say, hold on, stop the presses. The Saints beat this team by double digits in both matchups. And week 1, the excuse was used if Tom Brady had a preseason while saying like you had one and they didn't have one. Nobody had a preseason, but they omit that fact to uphold Tampa Bay. All right, granted. So you stump them. You move on. Tampa Bay started winning games after that, and they were hot coming into the matchup in week 9. That's why it was a fever pitch matchup because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was beating people ass. You remember that? They get into that matchup. We're in their building, not in Tampa Bay. And what ultimately happens is you stump them worse than what you did in week 1, right? ESPN totally ignores the victory. They didn't even put you on their front page. None of that. None. They ignored you. So that showed me that they got an agenda. It's very clear. But the issue is they have no credibility. They have no honor. They have no loyalty. They're a bunch of sellouts. And they're some of the most stupid and unhappy people in the world because nobody that have self-respect, that give a damn about themselves and their family will sit there stinking, rotten, smelly asses up there on television and sit there and spit out mistruths about an organization from telling about Drew's noodle arm. Remember, they dropped that. They dropped that noodle arm stuff when we started tearing their asses up. They dropped that out of there. Now, it wasn't about Drew's noodle arm anymore. Then it was some kind of way to demoralize and bring down Drew Brees so they can uplift. So you can't have, that's how it works. You can't have one dude right here going like this, another dude going like this. No, you got to pull him down so you can elevate him. And you got to do it simultaneously. Pull one down while the other one going up. That's how it works. And another thing is, you cannot then attack someone in the media because that's what they designed it for anyway. Really, none of that stuff belongs to you. It's their stuff. And they use it how they want because they got an agenda. But the reality is, if they get on you on there, then what they do is they'll then spit out mistruths. They'll talk badly about him, Drew's noodle arm. And then if you give them feedback, they'll stop that dynamic, that agenda and go with something else. So it's a very complex scheme that they're going on, but it's a bunch of fakers, man. It's a bunch of rotten fakers, man. And it disgusts me, man. It really do. It disgusts me because you ain't shit. And I'm talking to you media people out there who believe that you above the people. You, and I'm talking to you, all these platforms, the NBC, all these people. Y'all aren't shit. This is coming from me, an unindependent guy. That's right. Your worst nightmare, because me and people like me are going to build platforms that ultimately, because you started out just like me at one time. You didn't just come through the door with all that shit on you. You started out small too. The reality, and I understand that, and so do they, that you no longer control or can hold the narrative anymore. Because in order for you to do that, you have to have people foolish enough to believe your narrative. There'll always be foolish people. There'll always be foolish people that will believe these snakes. But at the end of the day, they have no credibility. You have no credibility if you're willing to lie on another person just so you can get a, because that's the reality behind what they're doing to not only the Saints, but the city as well. It's just terrible. It's terrible. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. We got to understand that about what we're dealing with. You aren't shit. I'm gonna tell them that. You ain't shit. Ryan Clark, you ain't shit. None of y'all ain't shit because y'all don't know football like you say you do. Bring your ass up here. Let's know what you know. Sit before me and put your facts up there, and I prove that you Operation Mockingbird, that you running around here reading off a teleprompter and being fed lines to say. Only somebody stupid like that will not be able to see that all of them are saying the same thing. This ain't the same team that the Saints play. Well, neither is the Saints. We ain't the same team that stumped your ass in the ground back in week 9. We better than that team. Matter of fact, after that game was over with, the Saints defense came online and was kicking ass for the rest of the season because of that game. And that was Coach Payton's doing. He inspired this team by using the press clippings of an obvious prejudice press against the Saints and used that as a motivating factor to kick the Saints into a higher gear, and they've been maintaining that fire for the summation of the rest of the season. And they continue to do so. So how do you explain that if they all answer to the same boss? How do you understand and explain that they're from different competing companies, supposedly competing? They compete almost like the political parties compete. There's no compete. It's one party. That's the game. It's one. You can't get this without getting that other man to go over there and vote too. You can't. You see what I'm saying? It's one thing, but they tricking you like it's more than one thing. You know, instead of having a monopoly, that's one company dominating everything, there's such thing as a duopoly. And a duopoly is two different companies that's actually ran by the same people that's competing on the block, that's controlling the prices, and they getting that money by creating a fake competition between both of them. I'm telling you, that's how it works. Look it up. And that's the same in these press people. These press people and these national press people up here, they all answer to the same boss because the big companies buy up all of these little people. The man from Amazon, he bought up Washington's paper up there. Why are these billionaires buying these papers up? But that's nothing new because they did that back in the day as well. That's what they do. If you don't like how the paper talking about you, hell, you just go and buy them. That's what Tom Benson did. Let me tell you some sport about something. Tom Benson did that. The Times-Picayune used to eat his ass up in that paper. Let me tell you something. Peter Finney and all them guys was writing articles and tearing the Saints a new one every week when they was losing these games. And Uncle Paulie's in the chat. He's the historian. He knows what I'm talking about. Amen to that, Uncle Paulie. Peter Finney used to tear the Saints' ass up in the Times-Picayune. They used to tell you know what Tom Benson did? He bought the Times-Picayune. Oh, he didn't like how they say. He just bought them. And guess what? All that stopped. Because you don't piss off the boss. You don't write bad ops about the boss. But see, that's how it go. But we got to understand that, man. We got to understand how that works, man. And that's why that's like that. All these people come from different competing platforms, and they saying the same line. This is not the same Tampa Bay team. But a critical thinking person such as yourself would say, what? Neither are the Saints. So if the Saints was better than Tampa Bay in week 1, then they got better and beat them by worse than what they beat them in week 9 than week 1, then what you think we going to do in week 3? Go back down and they going to go up? How? And why? What is your rationale for that? There is no facts, no schematic change that mean anything to the Saints. It's still in the game for the Saints. The Saints have it all. It's their show. It is not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers show. With the 4 consecutive NFC South crowns, we smashed the entire division. 6-0, swept fast, break out the brooms, break out the vacuums, the gas blow motors, everything. Blew out, destroyed them, everybody in the division, knocked their ass off, and then you're favored by 3 to beat Tampa Bay in your building, and they still saying Tampa Bay. How? What do you have that says that besides Antonio Brown is going to have a good day against who? Who is he going to beat like that? Who is he going to beat like that? Huh? And you do realize Orlovsky, Sally, Jesse Raphael is your name. Sally, that's your name, Sally. You do realize, Sally, that in order for him to get the ball to Antonio Brown, he has to stand upright. You do realize that was a main problem, a main pause for concern in week 1 and week 9, huh, Sally? You do realize that, right? No, it's absolutely fantastical. It's no rationale whatsoever about the thinking process of these people. They have no facts. The best is straight up opinionation. And that's why I roast him. Because listen, you can throw on your words, but listen to what I'm saying. Everything I'm saying, you can go and research it. That's why a lot of family members listen to the Sports Coma, because it's entertaining and it's also educational. I call it edutainment. Edutainment is what I call it, because that's exactly what it is. Because we hit you with the stats, we hit you with the facts, and we hit it and got a twist to it, but we're not putting you to sleep. I mean, you can sit up here, I'll do this for 4-5 hours straight and still be spitting like this, and y'all have seen it. I've done 6 and 7 hour shows when I'm like this, because that's what it is, man. That's what it is. People want that real deal Holyfield. They don't want the stinky, rotten, fake plastic culture. They don't want that. I'm telling you to your face right now, Great Saint Think Tank, that your team is the best team in the NFL. They're the deepest team in the NFL. Remember, the same people that's picking the Saints to lose to Tampa Bay was the same people that was picking the Saints to win the Super Bowl, and then picking the Saints to lose in the week games to Tampa Bay. See the game? But still in all, the question is, how are all the national press people still picking Tampa Bay to beat the Saints when there is no evidence or proof or statistics or anything showing that it will be a different reset than what it was? The Saints are healthy. The Saints defense is still kicking ass. The running game is even better than what it was, 3 times better than what it was when we played you the first couple of weeks when we dominated you. Our player personnel is still there. Quan Alexander wasn't there, but we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers without Quan Alexander. When Alex Anzalone was there. So what evidence do you have to submit to the court and show that this is the reason why they beat? Because Antonio Brown, you had him in the last game. You had them when we took them out of there. If that's all you have, then you in trouble. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's all you got, then you in trouble. But that's what they do. That's what they do. They do not have a brain in their head. They going off teleprompters and they reading off of a script. And then you got to beat the bet people saying, we picking Tampa Bay. You got to watch out for them people, I'm telling you. Because we get to the part, this is keeping it real, but we in the playoffs where it get real nasty, real down and dirty, and real cheating. This stuff start happening in the playoffs. Referees don't make the calls. Y'all been exposed to that. And there's also stuff on the field that occurs that's not getting called. We talk about the no call that happened, but you don't talk. The referees start missing helmet to helmets. Remember that? How they got Josh Hill out of there with the helmet to helmet? Remember that? That it happened to you in the playoffs before. So I'm putting you on warning about that. Them mixing plays like helmet to helmet hits, where they're allowing the opponents to get helmet to helmet hits on the Saints personnel. When Taysom Hill got hit in the helmet, there was no call on that. It was all the cameras. And listen, this is a playoff game. That means you have doubly the cameras on the field that you would have in any regular season game. You get me? So there is no reason why that there should be missed calls, especially helmet-to-helmet calls. I'm telling you, it get downright down and dirty in the playoffs because the referees will sit up there, let stuff happen, and they will not protect the Saints. They will not. So you will have to protect yourselves. Going into this game, we are already fitted to understand that the referees do not help you. They're there to cheat for the other team. We've been established that fact. I've been yelling that for years. I've been talking to you that the referees are used by the commissioner, who's used by the owners and people above them to steer these games for where they can see the greatest profit potential. You see what I'm saying? So the hell with them. And if Cleveland gets here, they're the third. If Cleveland start winning, and Cleveland's a good team, but watch next year, they're going to start talk about getting a brand new stadium because they need a stadium. You see how this game works? That's when I'm talking about the realness of this whole stuff in here. But it get real down and dirty in the playoffs, and y'all better be keeping an eye out because I know I am. All right, Ramsey, anybody know if Nickelodeon will be broadcasting the game again this weekend? Maybe this time they will let SpongeBob and Patrick call again. I don't know. I don't think so, Ramsey. J-Rock, who that T said the Saints need to make themselves one promise. When our season ends, it won't end at home. There you go. That's that. I want a Super Bowl, and that's right. The Saints are going to make sure we do that, man. No doubt about it. So we got to push it all through. Remember, it's a promise that, be honest with you, J-Rock, that was said already. If you go back and remember, that was said already, because the Saints started the season off with the win is either Super Bowl or bust. And I know people say that a lot during the season, but listen, the Saints really mean it. I mean, because it gets to a grand consensus that not only the facility and the people, but also the family base understands that this team, there is no room for error. You done errored all you done shot your shot. You done gave all the mistakes you're going to make over the last 3 years. We're not accepting anything but a Super Bowl here. This is what the team was put together for with the addition of Emmanuel Sanders, Malcolm Jenkins, and the additions that were added, and plus the fact that the Saints had to stay healthy to get there. We lost Drew for a month. He's refreshed. So you don't have any worn out personnel on this team, which means the Saints can play fast and free. That's what it comes down to, in my opinion. But the Super Bowl of bust label was something the Saints gave, because if they don't get the Super Bowl, they will bust up this team. That's what Super Bowl of bust means. Super Bowl and bust doesn't mean if we don't get the Super Bowl, then we're going to stick all together. That's not no bust then. The reason why it's different is because there's a finality to it. This is it. Drew is done. It's over with. It's a done deal. And if you can't win with your Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, and several of his really talented offensive weapons, and a very good defense, and a special team that's pretty good, even despite the fact that Lutz is kind of inconsistent lately, I still got faith in Lutz that he'll work himself through it. Despite the fact of that, if you can't get it with Drew, do you not understand the ramifications of that? Because if you don't win it with Drew, when next year comes, you got to get 80 million plus up under the cap, and the team is going to look a lot differently than what it looks this year. Super Bowl or bust means this is the year where we've got to win it with our first ballot Hall of Famer. He gives you the greatest chance of winning that Super Bowl. And that's what this is. So we have to fend. There is no exit plan. We got to take it all the way there. So we have the divisional round, we have the NFC Championship matchup, and ultimately the Super Bowl. So with that, we have 3 more games that we have to finish out. And the great thing is, it's been a grind, but the way we've been blessed is that you had certain players that got hurt and they're refreshed. It's like it hasn't been a great grind on the team to the point where we just worn down. Even the matchup, I said it the last show, of beating Chicago was a really easy matchup. I mean, as easy as you can get. We didn't really break a sweat. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? Now this game, we saving it because we can whop Tampa Bay. But if you whop Tampa Bay upside their head, what you gonna do? Then you come out of there and you get ready for whether it's the Packers or the Rams. Either way, it don't matter to me. You get me? Whether it's the Rams or the Packers, because both of them we got a problem with. Both of them we need to get revenge on. The Packers as well as the Rams, more so the Rams than the Packers, but still in all, we got something for both of them. You know, so it don't matter whoever it is, whatever we gonna do. If you got to go through hell to get it, these guys are ready to pay the price. You know, bottom line. All right, let's keep it going, fam. Big ups to you. Thank you for the comment there, bro. All right, Heavy C, what's up, Heavy C? Who that, Lori? Good to see you in the chat, Lori. Much love. All right, Paul says, we don't need Pete Ruiz, McCoy having a bad day on Donald. He hitting Breeze and getting him hurt again. Listen, Andrews Pete gonna step up. That stuck in his head about him getting Drew. And this is opportunity. If we get the Rams, that he will have to step up his game. Now, he was banged up this year. He had ankle problems. You remember they were pushing him down. His ankle was giving up. They taped him and put him back out there. I was like, man, just shut Andrews Pete down. They did it in week 17 against the Carolina Panthers. They shut the man down. But I got to give Andrews Pete some credit because the man got hot. He plays hurt. A lot of players won't even do that much. He had the ankle. He had the busted hand. He had all kinds of stuff. Didn't he have a concussion too? I mean, he was fighting and the man said, listen, I'm going to show up. You can say a lot about Andrews Pete, but you can't say he don't have no heart. He in there playing. And listen, the Saints ain't make a mistake by giving him $50 million. They know what they did. They know Andrews can play multiple positions, and he can only get better. He can only get better, especially when he's healthy. He'll improve his technique. He will get better. He will get better. But the reality, you think that he'll go up into that matchup and do it. He going to show up for Aaron Donald. Remember, that's what got Drew hurt. So he got to, some people got pride, man. It's pride. It's pride, man. It's like in my boxing lingo, when Sugar Ray Leonard, when he fought Roberto Duran, y'all remember that? The first time around, and Duran was talking shit about him so bad, and they're talking about his wife and all that. Y'all remember that? Many of y'all probably won't, but you can feel free to look it up. They got documentaries on it, that how Roberto Duran was talking all type of shit about Sugar Ray Leonard to the point. And see, that was a psychological game by a very smart fighter in Roberto Duran, because he knew the only way that he could beat Sugar Ray was to get inside of his head and make him get so pissed off that he would stand toe-to-toe with him in the ring and fight him that way. And it worked because Roberto Duran won that fight. Now, the second, when they rematched it, Sugar Ray Leonard beat Roberto Duran convincingly. Matter of fact, Roberto quit on his stool because he couldn't do nothing with Sugar Ray. He couldn't touch him. But see, if Sugar Ray would have calmed down and fought that fight the first time around, he would have learned that lesson. Even he mentioned that. So sometimes the only way your opposition could beat you is by getting you to come out of character. We cannot play that game. We have to stay within our game plan and do what we got to do to win this contest. So don't be surprised if you see Tampa Bay people inciting the Saints people to violence, getting them to be upset, getting the Saints players and talking to them and even pushing them. And don't be surprised if you see goons out there trying to talk and people you don't see taking chip shots. Don't be surprised if you don't see it. See, a desperate team will do anything. They'll do anything. You just have to be prepared for it. All right, let's keep it going, man. All right, Heavy C says, I'm sick of people saying playoff Tom Brady is a different animal. Did y'all see Tom's last game in New England? Yeah, I know. They just dumb as hell, man, because it's so easy to bust these national people ass that the national I know several people that can do a better job than them national people, for real. And they got way better, but it's not about what you know or how talented you are. It's about how good you can read a teleprompter. That's what it is. And how great you can brown nose, because that's really what it is. It's about brown nosing. That's what it is. It's about being a brown nose. And nobody likes a smelly, stinking, spineless, yellowback, brown nosing dog. Nobody don't like them type of people. But they got people like that will sell you out and they sold out and everything just so they can get some position in there, because they ain't shit without a job. They ain't shit without a position. They ain't nothing without being a part of somebody else's stuff. You get what I'm saying? You gotta be something before you gotta be an army of one before you an army of many. You gotta be somebody that believe in themselves, to know they value, to know that you are somebody that's special. You got here. You have God-given ability, and that you're your own special, unique person. And there's only one of you in this world. Even if you're a twin or a triplet or whatever, you are still a very special person. There's only one of you in this entire world. So you are special. So it's no such thing as somebody that is what they call it, somebody that is essential or not. That is a way to demean you. You don't have to listen to the beauty shows that tell you that you will be beautiful if you put this on. Listen, you already was born beautiful. You was already born strong. Don't listen to these people and what they're saying, because they're a bunch of stinking, rotten dogs. I keep saying that. And I know y'all love me saying that, but listen, I'm just keeping it 100% real deal Holyfield. All right, Anthony says lipstick on the pig. I love that. Megan Kai, what's up, fam? Collinator says Hollywood, aka the Rams. Yep. Don Juan says mesothelioma and Crohn's. All right. Ram says, AQ, if Latavius is out this game, I would love to see Tony Jones at fullback for Dwayne Washington. I wouldn't be mad at that, bro. I wouldn't be mad at that at all, bro. I really wouldn't. Jared says, I agree. All right. Trey says, I meant for the Saints offense. I got who that? Says Big Q, what should be our game plan this Sunday? Like I've been saying, bro, the best thing that works out for the Saints is running the ball, run the ball, and work the play action off the back of the run and sprinkle in the plays. You can sprinkle in the screens and all that stuff in there when you establish that, because the Saints are a vicious running team. Thank you, Moose. Moose liked the stream. Big ups to you, Moose. Thank you for chiming in. I think Moose might be on Facebook. Big ups to you, Moose, or Twitch. Thank you, Moose. Big ups to you, fam. Much love. All right. And running the ball is a major thing. Why, Q? Why do you always say running the ball, Q? Because it is the super neutralizer for the referees, ultimate neutralizer of the referees. You control, and listen, they talk about the field. The field ain't it. It's the clock. You know, people say the field, and I've been caught saying that as well. But if you go really deep into it, it's not about the field. It's about the clock. If you possess and control the clock, you control the field, the game, everything. If you control the clock, you control the game. You control what goes on. So if the Saints are running the ball and we're having long drives of 6 and 7 yards possession, it's not yards, but minutes, possessing the ball for 6 and 7 minute drives and stuff like that, and you're scoring with these long drives because you're tiring out their defense, you're leaving their offense off the field, which they can't gain a rhythm, while your offense is gaining a rhythm. You're eating and chewing clock, and you're over time stealing and peeling off pages out of their playbook. Slowly over periods of time, you're taking away pages from their playbook without them even realizing. Without them realizing. That's the great thing about controlling the time of possession, controlling the clock. You're stealing, they peeling away. They don't even realize that you're pulling off sheets from the playbook from them. They don't realize it until they look at the clock and say, oh my goodness, it's got such and such. We better get going. But that's how it works. That works if you're scoring touchdowns, you're doing it. You're getting their defense tired, and you're moving that ball, you're doing it the right way. And when you start adding up enough of those drives, then they'll be forced to one-dimensionalize themselves. And when that happens, the Saints defense pin their ears back, they rush the forward, drop everybody else in coverage, and then Tom Brady throwing up against a passing front that's waiting for him. And it won't be a good look. Multiple interceptions as well as sacks, and it's not a good look. So that's why I'm saying the game plan should be of running the ball, and Coach Payton recognized that from the 2 previous wins, 3 actually, over the Bears, over the Panthers, and over the Vikings. The Saints have dominated running of the ball because they got it in their head. You're going to need every bit of that going into the playoffs. So that's where I start in terms of the offense. You do that, the defense takes it from there because they'll rush the 4, they'll drop in the coverage, and everything else is seafood city. That's the best way to handle it, and we can do that. Thank you for that, Who Dat King. J Rock said, I got the Saints 38-27. Uncle Paul says, well, Lutz can't miss kick Sunday. That's true, bro. We got to get together. I think Lutz, he gonna iron it out, bro. He got to, bro. He's one of the top kickers. Everybody goes through a slump. You know, we all do. And that's just, I think he's slumping right now at the worst time, but you got to give him some confidence. You got to believe in him because I think eventually he will make it out of that. It's just what Will Lutz is just, he has a high standard, man. And he's a smart dude. He's really good at what he does. He will make it out of that slump. I promise you that. Jordan says Saints 54-26. Abraham says, I got my weed and drink. Collinator says Tom Brady, NFL golden child, no doubt about it. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes boys now because Tom Brady getting old in the 2. They got to put the golden child. They all got golden childs. They all have preferable players that they use as the face of the league. The face of the league is going to be Patrick Mahomes boys, and he'll start getting the same treatment as Tom Brady. Watch. He's a $500 million. That was an easy pick. Who you think is the golden boy now with Tom Brady getting old? It's going to be Mahomes boys. That's who it is. A $500 million quarterback. Come on. He's going to start getting the same treatment. That's what they do. Somebody got to be the face in the league, and you protect the face of the league. That's the big thing about it. Like Jordan. Jordan was the face of the league. People used to complain that you couldn't just walk up to Jordan and touch him. You touch him a little bit, they call a foul on you. Why? Because they protecting their investment. That's the reality, man. All right. Dave says, who that to you, Dave? Good to see you in the chat, bro. Jamal says, we still going strong, fam, in here. Ramsey says, anybody know if Nicola? Okay, I already answered that. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Abe, Collinator, and the rest of the family members, big ups to y'all. All right. Let me keep going. Any more? Not okay. Here we go. All right. Iceman, who that to you, Iceman? What's up, Iceman? Big ups to yourself. Charles says the guy on Speak for Yourself was the only one in the media that was going off stats and a person. How about that? A lot of them, that's what they do, bro. It's foolish. J-Rock says, take away the Tuck rule, Spygate, Deflategate, Tom Brady will have only 3 rings. See you that's 3 scandals. Nothing never bad happened to him because the NFL is a bunch of dirty, stinking dogs. But let David Onyemata get a package of dank or whatever it was in the package. He didn't even smoke it. He got something, and then that man charged him a game. Only thing that should have been was a cash fine. Should have been a cash fine. 10 or 15 or 20,000, whatever it is, David Onyemata. It shouldn't have been a loss of game. So it's just that's why I despise and don't like Goodell, because I know you're a stinking, underhanded, rotten, frivolous dog. And you in the Tuck rule, Spygate, Deflategate, when all that stuff happened, they should have knocked New England out of even competing for playoffs. They should have been banned because they constantly caught cheating. Now listen, I say that all the time about in football, but that's the same in worse in boxing. And I talk about Tyson Fury, and I don't like Tyson Fury because he's a cheater. And see, he ain't powerful enough to cheat by yourself. You got to have a whole apparatus behind you to protect you. Now, why would they cheat for him? Because they are trying to set up the fix where he fights Anthony Joshua for the titles, and they get a massive, big, multi-million-dollar payday. So there were things where he was caught in scandals with steroids, and they hid it. He paid off a farmer. The Lion said that he bought an animal for him that he was using hormones on. That's why he failed and all this kind of stuff. They created this fanciful thing about him being on cocaine. The reason why he was out of the sport, that he tested because he was on cocaine, when that was a lie. It was actually steroids he got caught with. So I mean, it's just they can't cheat that on that scale unless an apparatus is behind them to protect them to do it. But see, the problem is, as a human, you thinking that you're a person that can do that because you got some power in your mind. You can do that to people and it won't ever come out. The truth is not controlled by me, you, or anybody, or any of these fanciful people. It's not. The truth is not controlled by you. It's a force that is a lot higher than your little human self. And you can't do a goddamn thing to stop it from coming out. And the truth is, if you really want to know the truth, all you have to do is ask the Most High to tell you the truth on whatever you want to know. That's all you have to do, and it will be revealed to you. I'm telling you, that's how it goes. The truth is out there. You just have to have a mind to do it. But these people so crazy in their mind. It's like I told y'all about an old saying. This old wise man, rest in peace, used to tell me years ago about the Most High make a plan and the devil make a plan. Now I ask you, who the best of planners? Enough said. All right, let's keep it going in this piece. All right, Swag fans, we're going with this game tie and the wash or hungry. And it says, okay, you talking about Washington, all right. Charles says, okay, Muse says, preach Q, sorry I was quiet. I had to drop off some CBD bath to my massage clients for life. All right, thank you there, Muse. Appreciate you being here. Much love to you. All right. Let's keep it going. Swag says, we're going to win this game. Ty and the Washington are hungry. And it says, I'm so ready for us to lay the smackdown on the Bucks. Charles says 13 of 16 on third downs would be great. That would be awesome, bro. That'd be awesome. Dr. Key, who that to you? Iceman says, why can't the Saints be the face of the league? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is you too real, bro. You too real for what was the old BG album back in the day? Too hood for Hollywood. You too real for that, bro. You too hood for Hollywood. You too real. You too real to be the face of a plastic ass league, man. You know, that's why they do the referees cheat you. Now you go watch other games with Tampa Bay and all these, and they be calling the public. Like, how is that possible? How you calling touchdowns or taking touchdowns off the board? The man put the ball over there. You do it. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. But they'll do anything because they have no morals. They're completely bought out, sold out, burnt out, miserable, and going to hell. Bottom line. And then the cold part about it is they know what they're doing wrong because you don't want nobody to do that to your stinking ass. They be like people, or evil people don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Because whatever you're doing to that man or that lady over there, you don't want that done to you. I know thieves out there that's stealing their ass off don't want to be stole from. You hear me? Did you hear me on that? I know people that's out there doing all kind of underhanded stuff or stealing all that, and the dirty politician that's stealing don't want nobody to steal from them. They're the first ones to call the police. But they're the main thief. They're the main stealers. So it's amazing, man. So, I mean, they know right and wrong, but sooner or later, everybody got that time when they're going to stand before the Creator, whether you believe in the Creator or not. Everybody got a way to get here. They're going to get up out of here sooner or later, and you're going to answer for whatever you did here. There is no way around that. All right, let's keep it going. Ramsey says, with the shutting Nick Easton down, they can save him for the Super Bowl. I don't know if Easton, well, they benched him, but you can have a point on that, Ramsey, because they could bring him back. They put him on the IR 3 weeks, and I think he was put on there when this past game. So he definitely would be eligible in 3 weeks. He just has to be on that 3 weeks. So you might have a point on that, Ramsey. I was thinking he was done for the year, but you make a great point on that. Swag fan says Saints 27, Tampa Bay, goose egg. I would love that. Really to spank them like that. And then that's not even an insult to beat Tampa Bay, 3 straight times in a year, but that go into their own building and win a Super Bowl after destroying their ass 3 times in a row in the same year. Now that is the most ultimate disrespect. The ultimate disrespect is not handling up in double digit in their ass 3 times in a row, but it's going into the Super Bowl, which is in Tampa, their stadium, and win a Super Bowl in their stadium after mopping their asses up 3 times in a row. That is disrespect. That's disrespect. That's disrespect. Or better yet, respect. Respect, but they won't take it as such. They won't bow their heads and say, listen, the Saints are just a great team. You won't hear them say that. You will hear us say that because we know better. But of course, they won't never say that because they fake. Anthony says the rep's going to protect Brady and his next $25 million arm and pretty face. Swag said this ain't right when they crucify. That's what part of being a saint is about, my friend. When you put them colors on and when you call yourself a New Orleans Saint, go back and do some research behind that name. They had a lot of people. That's what makes the Saints so strong and so scared and feared at the same time because of all the energy that come with you. Listen to me now. You know how much energy come with a Tampa Bay Buccaneer with a pirate name? Huh? Come with a pirate name in merchant law? Is that what's going on here? Is that why we going in and all this kind of stuff? Is that how we doing it? You know? You know, how much power in a Raider name? I mean, come on, let's go. How much name? What's that? What is that? How much power in the Jets? I mean, you know what spiritual significance is the Jets or the Giants? Oh, I mean, if you look at it from a biblical perspective, I guess you could say the Giants were the Nephilim, right? The Giants were evil in the Bible, right? And one of them big bastards got their ass killed by David and Goliath. Remember that? David stoned Goliath, knocked his ass up out of here. Remember that? So, I mean, what about the Rams, huh? The Rams, huh? That's a lot of significance in being a Ram, especially in the symbol that they use that for nowadays. You know what that Ram about? And you know, what's the spiritual significance to any of these teams? The Seahawks, what the hell is a Seahawk? What is that, a mean pigeon? What is going on here? You know, I guess the only other name you could say is a Cardinal. But I don't think they talking about them type of Cardinals. They talking about the birdie Cardinals. They ain't talking about that. So still in all, what's the powerful spiritual significance in the Dolphins? None of that. None of these names have any real powerful significance in terms spiritually connecting them to anything that's outer worldly. But the Saints are. It's very strange that you're a Saint and everybody else is a pirate team or a bird team or animal team. It's a million goddamn birdie name teams in the NFL. The Seahawks, the Cardinals, I mean, come on. It's a million birdie teams all around this sucker. But that's the point of being a Saint, man. The Saints are persecuted, man. But the great thing is we come through it with flying colors, man. And something always bad happens to the people that's persecuted. That's just what it is. Like my grandma told me many years ago. She said, don't mess with them Saints. She wasn't talking about football. All right, let's keep it going. Paul said, hey, Q, did you see Ty Montgomery having a big day running and catching Sunday? Yeah, we're going to see more of him, Uncle Paul, and thank you for that. Dr. Key said, Big Q, stop telling Sean to run the ball. You have to be more specific. Oh, yeah, you know, well, I told you, Q, I ran it, man. I ran it out the passing formation. No, coach, you got to run it out the running formation. Oh, my bad. Well, you didn't specify that. Thank you, Dr. Key. Big ups to you. Inevitable. What's up? Says biggest troublemakers in the world are the first ones that called. I know, man. And they the ones up there screwing up everything. All right, Paul said, hey, Big Q and the family, the zebras will have a hand in it. Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. That's going to get bigger and bigger as things move forward. It's just what it is. It is. And we got to watch that. And like I keep saying, it's not just the zebras making bad calls, but no calls, helmet to helmets. Be mindful of that. And also say a prayer when the time comes for the Saints, man, because our guys are going to be out on the field against astronomical situations. There is an agenda out there to have the Saints to lose the contest, to stop us. They're already putting out predictive programming with these fanciful, ridiculous articles. They're not even citing any really facts or any really sound reasoning to why the Saints are going to lose this game. It's just full out opinionation and lightweight bullshit, garbage time information that don't even have the weight of a wafer. I mean, it's absolutely really insane how they're doing it, but it's predictive programming. We know what that is. And we just have to pray for our squad and understand whoever they serving, they ain't serving who you serving. That's damn sure. Because nobody that's righteous will be partaking in something like that or doing stuff like that when you know that's wholesale wrong, man. You deserve you deserve way up under there if you participating in stuff like that. Jamal said the Jets signed 49ers DC as a coach. How about that? We'll see, man, because that guy's a pretty good defensive coordinator. As a head coach, I don't know, man. I guess who we'll get as an OC, the running for him, so we'll see. But listen, another caveat to this is the fact that, and be ever so warned about this, family, and I'm getting close to shutting the stream down, but be ever mindful of this, the fact that so many things are happening in the NFL. There are a lot of people changing jobs. We're going to lose Terry Fontenot. That's a done deal to Atlanta. And be ever so mindful of the fact that as we win the Super Bowl, the Saints are going to be really, they're going to pillage the Saints team and take the coaches and stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of guys leave. I mean, just to put something on your mind, we know about Terry Fontenot. There, you could see a guy like Aaron Glenn. Salah gets hired for the coaching job up there. He could turn to Aaron Glenn to be the defensive coordinator. I mean, you can see him going. You can see guys like Ryan Nielsen, who is a candidate in some circles for the LSU defensive coordinator position from his time with the North Carolina State Wolfpack. He could be a guy that Coach Orgeron is looking to go to Baton Rouge. And there are several other players. Pete Carmichael could be in play for an OC job somewhere as well. I'm not, I ain't putting no ideas in nobody's head. I wish Pete Carmichael does stay with the Saints, but he could be offered some big money to go elsewhere to be a coach. Terry Fontenot could pillage him and say, Coach, listen, you know, I couldn't get Joe Brady. Let me go get Pete Carmichael. Pete Carmichael, I want to hire you as my head coach. And you put Pete Carmichael over the team, he'll run that. See, you see what I'm saying? Don't expect Fontenot not to go into where he comes from and think about guys he worked with who would fit into that organization. So don't be surprised if you see guys and things like that happen this year where your team will be pillaged for its coaches. So, just throwing that out there. All right. Paul says, hey, Q, what injury did Taysom have? It was a knee issue, Brother Paul. Okay, Sammy threw it in. Thank you, Sammy. Atara said the Saints need to run the ball. Do not defer. He says, do not defer. If we get the ball first and pressure that idle statue all night, period. Thank you. Hashtag, period. Thank you, Tyra, baby. I couldn't say it better. Absolutely 1,000% agree with you, Tyra. Who that, baby? Who that King says we have to sage the dome, family. Seriously, man. We got to sage it down. Anthony says the better secondary going to define this game. Shut down Brayton, Gronk, and let our other pros lock down. And that's the thing. And we do have the linebacker play. The secondary is playing otherworldly. The defensive line still not getting as much credit as it really deserves. And the Saints, like I said, and I was surprised by Big Country saying, Big Country, he is. Skip. Him, that guy. I was surprised by him saying that there's no psychological advantage in this. And I'm saying, bro, you kidding me, man? There's so much. It's so much of a psychological advantage. It's ridiculous. You don't beat a team by double digits in week one and then plaster their ass in the second matchup in their home and then think there's no psychological advantage. Just sweep the division and then you don't say, oh, come on, man. You're not keeping it real, Shannon. Uncle Shay, you're not keeping it real. There is a psychological advantage, a big one. And the Saints have that advantage over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's just what it is. All right, let's keep it going there. Ramsey said, how good would it be for Ty to play against his old team and kick their butt in the NFC Championship game? Would be awesome, wouldn't it? All right. Plus, he's going to drop some game on there anyway and tell you about the propensities and whatnot. So we got a spy in the building. That's Ty Montgomery. Inevitable says, we should let them get the ball first so we can still go into halftime with the lead. They get the ball after the half and really put it on. That's a good idea. We'll see how it shakes, but that's not bad. All right, let's keep it going here as well. All right, Kevin says, Q, I'm always concerned about the money. I know, GM Kev. That's why you are GM Kev. I know. That's why I named you GM Kev. And that's the perfect name, GM Kev. That's my dog. All right, Wallace Smith, who that says, we got to play football, baby. That's right. We got to show up and knock their butts in the ground. All right. And that looked like everybody. I think I got through everybody's stuff right there on this thing. But listen, fam, much love to y'all, man. I ran through this thing, and I did about 30 minutes over than what I said I was going to do. But listen, I keeps it real, man. I love talking to the family members, converging with the family members, having good conversation with the family members. And absolutely, man, I appreciate y'all for chiming in this one, man. I appreciate y'all for showing up and being here. As always, I appreciate the family members for doing what y'all doing. Please feel free to hit the like button if you hadn't hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the Great Saint Think Tank, hit the subscribe button and join the Great Saint Think Tank. Seriously, join us. We have all these great conversations like this all the time, and it's real deal television. It's not like some cheap garbage ESPN production where they, throwing this and that and all that. Man, come on. We keep it real deal, Holyfield here on the Sports Coma. That's why we popular. That's why we are what we are. Shane says Breeze loves competition and he won't let Brady outdo him. They will dominate. Thank you, Shane. Who that to you, buddy? Thank you. Quack fan said the divine is real. No argument there. All right. Wallace says, who that? I'm out. Thank you, Wallace. All right. And once again, I'd like to thank all the family members for chiming in on this thing. And I appreciate y'all. Look, somebody just got their ass knocked off. Tampa Bay Arise just got popped out of here by Brother Jerry. Brother Jerry just got him a sniper kill right there. Brother Jerry just knocked him off. Just took a piece of his top off real quick. He says, he came in there with the, what was he saying? I can't read it. Kevin got him too. Okay. All right, Kevin and how both of y'all got y'all got him at the same time. But see, I mean, and didn't I have this conversation? See, those people, they don't listen very well, do they? I mean, how you come up in here and try to disrespect the Who Dat Nation? Don't you understand we destroyed your team? We knocked you out of here easily. It wasn't even close. Double-digit wins. The second one worse than the first. Swept the division. You were a bootlicking this entire year. You just got to first see people. You can tell people who ain't used to winning. When they get, them people was losing for 7 years, man. They ain't been in the playoffs for 7. There was a bunch of chumps and the losers for 7 years. These people ain't used to winning. But they get in here with the Great Saint think tank, and instead of chilling, they get up here and want Tampa Bay arise and start popping off. Bro, you just won this year. And you were swept by us, and you're coming to our building, talk about Tampa arise. Tampa arise? Oh, goodness. Boy, that fluoride is a terrible drug. Big ups to the family members, man. Thank y'all for chiming in on this episode of the Sports Coma. Please feel free to hit the Pro Shop, man. Links in the description section. All purchases go to making the platform even stronger. Feel free to join the Patreon family. Become a member of the Patreon at patreon.com/the Pro Media Networks. You can join up our TSC Q&A live shows. We do the hater skits and all kind of stuff on there. If you enjoyed that, man, come on and join us on our Patreon. And plus, it helps out the platform as well, man. We continue to keep pushing out 50 to 60 shows a week. Or not a week. A month, I mean. A month. That's a lot of content. But we do that. That's what we do. So much love to the family members. Who that to you, Marco? Who that to you, Lit Cookies? Who that to you, Adrian? Who that to all the family members, LaShawn and everybody? I appreciate y'all for chiming in. And I'll see y'all on the flip side. And we'll be back tomorrow, Friday, for the Saints versus Buccaneers, a scout preview show. We'll open up the phone lines and everything. We'll have a blast. So much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all later. Who dat?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who Dat Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Live clean, eat cleaner. The only natural and patented produce wash. Eat Cleaner is a tasteless, odorless, and lab-tested line of food wash and wipes that is up to 99.9% more effective than water in cleaning wax. The only natural, patented produce wash in a 14-day study. Applying Eat Cleaner all-natural fruit vegetable wash to a variety of fruit and 100 pure guaranteed vegetables also prolong shelf life up to 5 times longer through a natural blend of fruit acids and antioxidants. This can help save your family on average of over $500 per year, reducing waste and making it easy to get your half plate of fruit and vegetables each day. Eat Cleaner offers a wide variety of solutions for food safety and shelf life extension for consumers, retailers, food service, and operators. USDA bio-based, OMRI listed for use on organic produce, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, made in the USA, lab-proven, and patented. So if you want cleaner fruits and veggies, try Eat Cleaner. Check the link in the description section below.
is your escape. It's your opportunity to create a moment for stillness, for reflection, for yourself. It's your connection to a world of senses, flavors both exotic and familiar, energizing and relaxing. It's your retreat from an increasingly turbulent world. It's the perfect paradox of simplicity and complexity. Teabox.com connects tea to people, uniting the richest flavors of the finest teas with the curious, the cultivated, and the adventurous all over the world. The freshest tea you've ever tasted, from crop to cup. There's simply no simpler way to experience the wonderful complexity of tea. Teabox, packing up the freshness. Tea thrives on freshness, and so do they. Teabox temperature and humidity control facility ensure that tea is maintained. The teas themselves go into oblique bags with aluminum layers that protect them from excess moisture and light. With Teabox, shopping for fresh, loose leaf tea is easy because you make an informed purchase. You know exactly where your tea is coming from. So for the freshest teas in the world, check out Teabox.com. That's right, Teabox.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
The Kleins family has been getting people to go nuts for old nuts since 1995. As legends have it, a number of the Kleins friends who heard the idea said you can go nuts trying to name a store like that. In the excitement, the Kleins thought their friends said old nuts instead of go nuts and proceeded to throw caution to the wind. Old Nuts has over 2,000 items, bulk and wholesale prices of a whole lot of your favorite fruits, nuts, and confections. A selection of gift baskets for any budget, any occasion, and provides one of the best and impressively rated shopping experiences on the web. Fact is, between their selection, service, speed, or their online presence in the virtual mirror retail experience, they have developed an enviable client base that's comprised of personal and professional customers who count on their remarkable range of gift baskets. Think of gift basket, think about Old Nuts. Check them out, oldnuts.com. Check the link in the description section.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers. Tiger talk. Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers. Tough Tiger talk. Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers. Tough Tiger